Okay. So, let me see. Test. Is this thing on? Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh, that was terrible. But I don't have my headphones in, so I can't monitor it. So we're just going to go from there. So I apologize in advance if there is any peaking and uh yeah, this is my first time using YouTube Studio Live. Yeah. I know they give you the options to change things beforehand, but not during, which is very strange. So I apologize in advance, everyone, if things kind of sound weird. I wanted to try out YouTube Studio Live as opposed to how I usually stream, which is through OBS. Um, and I'm not sure if they got rid of Hangouts. I haven't honestly used Hangouts since the last time I did a podcast, but yeah, we're doing this because I decided to honestly get back into streaming more consistently, considering my work schedule is changing. So I'm gonna have a lot more free time sprinkled throughout the week. So I thought to myself, might as well go back to doing something I love, which is interacting with you guys on the daily, or at least I try to. So this is an impromptu Ask Neo Q&A, Ask Neo Flowmotion Q&A is what I labeled it, because one thing I think a lot of the OG subscribers will remember whenever I would talk about some stuff, like I just like to sit back, talk to y'all, just a free form, free flow mode discussion. And a lot of people were just like, is that a Kingdom Hearts reference? And I was like, yes, that is a Kingdom Hearts reference. And the sad thing is not a lot of people knew that, which kind of sucks because I really enjoyed Dream Drive Distance. It's not my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, but it's still it's still it's cool for a playthrough. It's funny. I still have 2.8 in the packaging. I have yet to open that, and I think I bought it. I want to say a year. It's been over a year. It's still in the packaging. I got it for $20, which is the price I said I would buy it at, and it's the price I think it should have launched instead of $60. I mean, I'll reason with you. It could have been 30, maybe 40 tops, but 60. They really charged $60 for Dream Driver Distance HD, a Kingdom Hearts cutscene theater, and a prologue for KH3. $60. And people actually spend money on that. I can't believe it. But we got some people in the chat. Oh, snap. We got 20 people already. What's up? Asbel Lance, a regular. What's going on, brother? Anthony Nguyen. Oh, I'm actually having a really good night, man. I got off of work early. And I just made me some dinner. Well, first dinner, since I'm on my bulk life at the moment. So after I get off here in an hour, I'm going to go make some more food before power comes on. I cannot wait. It's the mid-season finale. Dominic Richardson, what's good, brother? Suave, have I failed No Nut November yet? No, I'm actually going pretty strong. It's been No Nut Neo for the past damn, when was the last time I busted a nut? It's been over 2 weeks, man, and I've achieved Nirvana right now. But yeah, I've never actually done No Nut November before, because I didn't know that No Nut November meant you can't bust a nut, period. I thought it was just like no fap November, but when they mean No Nut November, they mean like no sex, no nothing. And I'm just sitting here like, but so far so good. Hey, what's going on, Bridge Moon Productions? I am doing swell, brother. Thank you for asking. Hey, we got Avanti in here. What's good, brother? You are actually early for a change. That is rare. Usually Avanti comes in like the last like 2 minutes of the live stream. He's like, yes, I made it. I was like, hey guys, everyone have a great night. Literally that. Playing 2.8 made me appreciate Dream Drop Distance more. Oh, that's really good. I think if I go back and I replay Dream Drop Distance, I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I did the first time around, just because the older I've gotten when I've played Kingdom Hearts games, it's like, I don't want to say it's the nostalgia, but you kind of did get, well, me personally, I kind of got like wrapped up in the hype of like, oh my gosh, Portable Kingdom Hearts. Oh my gosh, like, this is the next chapter before Kingdom Hearts 3, like, those sort of things. But yeah. Hey, what's going on, Marcus? What is up, brother? Hello, have you finished Fire Emblem? I'm on the last chapter. I've been on the last chapter for the better part of like 2 months. But ever since Dragon Quest dropped, I just haven't played Fire Emblem. I know, I'm on the last freaking chapter. Death Stranding disappointment is real. I'll talk about Death Stranding later on. Hey, what's going off? I said, what's going off? What's popping, man? It's Saturday night. What you doing? What's up, Kenneth? Playing Sanctuary Orchestra while watching this. Oh, Kingdom Hearts music is godly. Hey, what's happening, Yusuke Knight? Which Spider-Man you want to see in the Spider-Verse sequel? Honestly, I really don't want them to throw in a lot more Spider-Man because I think one of the reasons why Spider-Verse worked is, yes, you did have the other Spider people, but it was primarily a story about Miles Morales and his relationship to Peter B. Parker. So I don't want the selling point to be like, oh, look at this Spider-Man from this universe. I just think that they need to focus and hone in on the story and how they could go from there as opposed to just like fan service, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how the sequel, in my eyes, will become irrelevant if they just focus on the fan service and they don't have a quality story there. That's why Spider-Verse is really surprising to me because you look at it and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's Spider-Man Noir and it's Spider Pig, and you have Spider-Gwen and all that, but those really weren't the focal point. The focal point was Miles living in the shadow and how he has to let me save that for a review, but I'll never do. Okay, so we got a couple more people here. I'm ending the streak right now watching this stream. You know what? Thank you. I'm glad that you look at me in that way. Death Stranding. Yeah, I know, Martin. I know. What's up, Jay Redux? My boy Neo. My boy, help me with my calculus homework. I would, but I failed calculus one semester and I just got by when I passed it the other semester. So I'm not really the best judge of character. Fuck derivatives. Portable Kingdom Hearts would be awesome on the Switch. Yes, it would be. It would be just to play Final Mix anywhere and everywhere. Is Birth by Sleep still good to you? Yeah, Birth by Sleep holds up, in my opinion, more than Dream Drop Distance. Combat wise, the handheld games aren't really as good as Kingdom Hearts 2. So, and just like the level designs. I mean, I'm so harsh on those games because they are handheld titles, but am I getting Disney Plus? Of course, I'm getting Disney Plus. I cannot wait for The Mandalorian. I can't wait for all those shows. Kingdom Hearts 2 still the best. Yes, it is. He said, man, I failed No Nut November. I mean, if we're being real, like, I don't know about y'all, but if anything, I would say to get you off from doing that, like, just go as long as you can without doing it. Because you start to notice some changes in your body when you don't. And I know a lot of people are just coming in here like, what the hell are we talking about? Hey, it's not real nigga hours, but hey. Because when you stop doing that and you just like focus on other things, like you look at things differently in life and you just feel so much better to the point where you just don't feel like doing it anymore. It's crazy how it works, But if y'all want to talk about that, we can have a full-on discussion later. Now that the Xehanort saga is over, I think there's a lot to look forward to for the future of Kingdom Hearts. Yes, but I think there needs to be new blood. Nomura can still work on the games, but I think he needs to have like someone to help channel his vision because this story and just it's just gotten to the point where for me it's just like it's too ridiculous to really like I could let it pass when I was younger because oh my gosh, it's so convoluted, but it's cool because it makes sense in its own weird way. But now it's just like no, Sup, I just got off work. My ankles are crying. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, brother, man. I'm so sorry. Who do you think Perfect Disney will absorb next? That's kind of tough because they've pretty much absorbed like all the major companies. Like all that's really left for them to do would literally. Oh, what the heck just fell? Oh, I dropped my phone. The only thing I think for them to really absorb is if they wanted to go after like other like big movie studios. I think Fox was like the peak. I mean, they could take Sony and do that sort of thing, which means they would get involved in the gaming division and all that. But I don't know. I don't really know. People are wanting Spider. I'm like, I do not want to see that. No. Have I seen Joker yet? Yes, I have seen Joker, and oh my god, I need to do a review of that too. Damn, incredible movie, incredible. Am I into Overwatch 2? I played the first Overwatch for a few matches on PS4, and whenever my boys want to get on, it's a fun game. The sequel, I'm not really going to be talking much about Blizzard since I'm not really a fan of the way they're handling things. So I will be passing on Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. But that's the most I'm going to say as far as that's concerned. What kind of job do? I do multiple jobs. I work for a very successful airline. I'm a server at a restaurant. I do a little bit of bartending, contract work here and there. So, man of many trades. Am I watching My Hero? No, I have not seen the latest season yet. I'm actually waiting for them to finish up. I've done a very good job at avoiding spoilers, which is cool. And I'm just going to watch it all when it's done. Let's see. Where we talk about Norman Reedus and the Wacky Fetus. I love it. I love that title. That's great. How's the audio, by the way, you guys? Does everything sound good? Is it okay or what? I'm doing derivatives as we speak. Fuck derivatives, man. Calculus is algebra on steroids after doing a 10-year bid in prison. That's one way of looking at it. Am I going to buy a Pokemon Sword and Shield? No. No, I'm not. Because the new version is going to be out afterwards. Hey, what's going on, AGN? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Oh, there's so many things I got to catch up on. Your boy James is in here. What's up? We Man on Wheels, old school subscriber. What's going on, brother? What's popping? Birth by Sleep is hell unbalanced. Yeah. Still need to watch Spider-Verse. Love the 90s version. Oh my God. Spider-Verse is so good. It's on Netflix. What are you doing? Hey, you been watching Yu Hakusho? Nice. Yu Hakusho. Fucking love that series. HBO Max, honestly, I'd subscribe to as well, along with Disney Plus. But honestly, it's getting to the point where there's so many services. Like, okay, so here are the services I pay for. I pay for Hulu, right? I pay for Netflix, Funimation Now, and Amazon Prime, and Stars. So talking about these 5 services right here. The first service, Netflix. Netflix, I don't currently pay for right now because through a really awesome promotion with my cell phone carrier, T-Mobile, I get Netflix for free. Now, obviously, it's not going to be 4K Netflix. It's not going to be like Netflix 40 screens or whatever. It's only limited to 2 devices at a time, which for me is okay. It's not that big a deal. I have 4 people on my account. It's me, my sister, my brother, and my girlfriend. So no one's really, unless there's like a show we want to watch, we're not going to all be on there at the same time. So that's okay. And they pay for that. So I don't worry about that. I pay for ad-free Hulu, which I think is like $12 a month. Hulu is an incredible service, so I don't worry about that at all. And I know you could get it with Disney Plus and everything, but I'm just so used to ad-free, Funimation Now, which is $6 for the premium version. I was honestly tempted on canceling it, considering the Funimation app is garbage. I can barely work around it, but $6 a month and you get all the anime, and I'm watching One Piece right now, so it's so much. I used to be subscribed to Crunchyroll. I kind of stopped because I don't know why I stopped subscribing to Crunchyroll. And I remember there used to be like when they had that deal, Crunchyroll, VRV, and Funimation Now. And then of course, when I wanted to get into that, that's when they were ending the partnership. And I was like, damn it. And Stars right now I'm subscribed to. Why? Because Power. So what I think is going to happen is Power is going to be going off after this season, and then I'll subscribe to it when it opens back up again. Because the reason why I subscribe to Stars to watch Power is because, number one, I don't want to pay for it as far as my cable provider goes. And number 2, you get the episodes at midnight, which is dope. So you don't have to wait until the end of Sunday. I love that. Disney Plus will be like $6 a month. Pretty good service. And HBO Max, I think, is like, what, 15? And you get all that stuff too. So honestly, I mean, all things considered, I'd still be paying less than cable. And considering I'm not paying for all the services, if it ever got to that point where it's just like, damn. Oh, and Amazon, I pay for Prime throughout the year. So you get Prime Video. Good service, because obviously I'm saving more money on shipping costs, and you get Prime on top of that. Dope. Prime Video. What happened to Movember? What is this Movember? Like, first there was no shave November. Now there's no nut November. What's Movember? Only 1 out of 1,000 guys pass no nut November. And that's how they achieve enlightenedness, the weightlessness. I've been trying to quit, but it's hard. It is hard, honestly, man. I mean, a lot of people, we're all grown-ish people. It is hard to kind of quit through it, and especially with all listen, you're in your prime of your life right now, like teens to early 20s, testosterone is through the roof. But if you can just stop doing that, you'll just feel a lot better about yourself. And just, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain, but I think some people know what I'm talking about. They need a new main character for Kingdom Hearts. Sure. I just want a better story. Oh god, there's so much to catch up on. I'm sorry, you guys. Um, how do I feel about My Hero Academia? I really like it. I mean, I haven't read the manga. I've only seen the first 3 seasons. I really enjoyed it. I think it's great. I think the fan base is out of control. Like they over here saying some outlandish stuff like, "Who would win in a fight, Bakugo versus Ace?" And I'm like, "Y'all are bold. Y'all are bold. Fuck." I've heard Nomura has multiple people writing the story and he's putting drafts together. Okay, I feel like that'd be a good idea because it kind of feels like the George Lucas effect. You know, when George Lucas is able to channel his ideas through other people, he creates great movies. But when he's doing all that stuff by himself, it's terrible. Well, then again, Disney's not doing that much better, but you know, it's a thought that counts. Man, the Frozen world made me almost quit Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of talk from people saying that the reason why Frozen and Tangled were so rigid as is because Disney is very protective on the licensing for things and it has to be done a certain way, which I understand to an extent, and that would be great if the other Kingdom Hearts game, like the other like non-Disney worlds, weren't really shallow too. So, how do I feel about Death Stranding's reviews, giving the game's 9 but saying it's boring? That's a whole section I know of self fear, no hate. I'll touch on that in a second because I know everyone's asking me, like, yo, I mean, would you guys want me to do? I think it's overdone and overblown, but would you want me to record a video after this one talking about the whole Death Stranding thing? Because I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care about it, but I will talk about it here tonight for you guys. And then I might do a video later for everyone else who doesn't come to the stream. Oh, shout out to y'all. We got 58 people in here. What's up, y'all? Yeah, the Frozen world in Kingdom Hearts was trash. It was the worst. Tangled was cool, but I don't know, man. I feel like the Kingdom Hearts worlds, for the time that we waited, they should have had more depth to them. There should have been more meat. You know what I'm saying? Do I have any ideas for Game of the Award nominations for the Game Awards? I can only judge it from games that I've played. And that's been a lot of Switch games. As far as PS4 titles, like the games that I really enjoy playing, I know are not going to win a game of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Devil May Cry 5. I loved Fire Emblem Three Houses. Those games are awesome. I've heard amazing things about Astral Chain. Luigi's Mansion 3 is really like picking up steam. I've heard a lot of great things about those games. Outer Worlds, I heard is fantastic. I haven't played Outer Worlds yet. I will soon. But if I had to pick, obviously people are going to say Death Stranding, Outer Worlds, maybe an indie title here or there. If Untitled Goose Game gets a nomination, that'll be amazing. Sup, man, Neo Nort turned Mario into a Heartless. Yeah, bro. Straight up Cappy on top of a Heartless, on top of a Shadow. It's crazy. Pirates World was confusing as fuck. Yo, don't get me started on that. I've been getting into One Piece recently, and I'm curious. Does the show get better or better as the quality stay the same? You're at Water 7? Okay. Honestly, the quality of One Piece, the thing I love about One Piece is that it's such a consistent series. Like there's no real one like, oh, this arc is terrible, it's bad, you better skip this, but it's not. Because even One Piece at its worst is still okay. And there are like really high points of One Piece. Likewise, there are like mid points of One Piece, and then there's just overall good points of One Piece. It's very good. Oda is great with that. But again, that's just my opinion. Like some people be like, no, fuck these arcs. These arcs are terrible. Like, I don't know. With One Piece, like watching like all those episodes, it doesn't feel as if it's a chore or you slog through it. Oda has really done the impossible. He's had this series going for 20 years, and it's like it's consistent. How am I enjoying The Switcher 3? Oh, it's awesome. It is awesome. I'm loving it. I have it right here. It's great. I mean, like I said, if you understand that you're playing The Witcher 3 on the Switch, I think you'll have a great time. And it's cool. It's the full experience right there in the palm of your hands. Let's go through some of these questions. My Heroes Academia's fan base is full of spoilers. The audio is good. Thank you, Jazzy. Kojima fanboys are scary. Yes, they are, and we'll save that for later. Have I seen The Boys? Yes, I have seen The Boys. Fantastic show. Fantastic show. I cannot wait for the next season. Thoughts on The Outer Worlds? I haven't played it yet, but I really want to because everyone's telling me it's literally like a spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas, and it's so awesome. And then when I heard somebody say, yeah, it's like the Fallout New Vegas sequel we should have gotten like 10 years ago, and I'm just like, what do you mean 10 years ago? And then I look at the calendar. Oh my God, Fallout New Vegas was 9 years ago. If you ask me my least favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 2, it'd be Pirates. If you ask me my favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 3, it would be Pirates. Oh, that's pretty controversial, Corey. Good. Just waiting on background checks so you can be able to get this job at Target. Oh, it's awesome, AGN. Hey, man. Make that bread, brother. Make that bread. Hey, what's going on, Rots? How you doing, brother? That's my homie. Shout out to Rots, man, fellow member of the NXP podcast, which we will start doing more sessions soon, considering my schedule. I just pay for Crunchyroll, might get HBO Max. I heard you get Crunchyroll stuff since it's owned by Warner now. That's what people told me. Um, yeah, honestly, Funimation now such a great service in terms of anime, not a good service in terms of like the actual app. Uh, Death Stranding is Amazon Prime the game. Literally, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Bezos and Kojima have a partnership. If Jeff Bezos is in that game, I'm dead. Bezos, whatever. I pay for Hulu, 99-cent deal, Crunchyroll, Funimation now. Might get Disney Plus if it's on PS4. I think it is. I think it's going to be. No. I don't know. It'll end up there eventually if it's not. Hey, what's going on, Nike? What's going on, man? Yeah, One Piece. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys. So many questions. 68 people. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, One Piece gets really good. Hashtag kill into that right now, Rob. We are not gonna get to that right now. Oh, I cannot wait though. This season finale, bro. Got like an hour and change. Okay. What's something you're really excited about? I'm excited about a lot of things, not just in like games or movies wise, but I'm just excited about life and just like the path that I'm on. You know, I've been making some movements behind the scenes for the past couple of months and things are going well and we're just keeping it moving. We're just building off this momentum. Some of which you guys will be seeing in the next year. um Why do you hate Smash fans so much? I don't. Who says I hate Smash Bros? Smash Bros is an amazing series. Smash fans, if we're talking about the ones that don't shower at conventions, yeah, I don't like those guys. And the ones who harass developers, don't like them either. But that's it. Smash Bros is an amazing franchise. Movember is not shaving for the month. Oh, well, yeah, I've been calling it no shave November, you know? What? Do I think they'll do a PS5 version of Kingdom Hearts' story so far? Well, it's Square Enix. They like to port everything to everything under the sun. So, yeah, I just want them to port that thing to the Switch. Who do I think is the best villain in Yu Yu Hakusho? I know a lot of people are going to say Sensui, and I understand it and I agree with it, but I can't. I love Toguro. How do I feel about the Final Fantasy VII remake? Surprisingly, it looks like they're not screwing it up outside of the whole episodic thing. Would I rather have a quirk or a devil fruit? Honestly, I'd say a devil fruit. No. Let me take that back. I say a quirk. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, Sensui is the best in terms of a lot of things, but Play Outer Worlds, fool. It's funny, and I know you remember me. Jump Force is a guilty pleasure of mine, but it sucks dope. Marcus. So this is what you do. You just woke up this morning. You're just like, I'm going to say some controversial stuff in Chris's live stream that I don't know is happening until now. And that's what you did. That's what you did. Surprised How to Train Your Dragon wasn't a world in Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm surprised a lot of worlds weren't in Kingdom Hearts 3. I wanted a Treasure Planet world. I wanted an Atlantis world. But we literally got Frozen. I don't mind Frozen being in there. I actually don't. I just want the world to be good. Like, it just is not fun. Like, how do people have fun playing those worlds? You only talk about The Witcher 3 when it goes to Switch, fanboy. What are you talking about? Like, were you not there in like all the live streams where I would talk about, hey, I'm playing The Witcher right now and everything? Like, the heck? Like, I've done update video. Like, what? What happened to that Spider-Man Dragon Ball podcast? Oh, it's still in the works. Bro, let me get on the Death Stranding. Actually, you know what? I will bring on my brother Rots 112 to talk about that. Honestly, yeah. Because, he's, out of all the people, he's like I don't want to say he's a Kojima stan, but he's played all the Metal Gear games. He's got that unique perspective. He can look at it from not the whole fanboy critical / I'm in the industry, so I can't badmouth anybody because everybody makes games and we don't want to be mean. Like, Rots is cool about that. So, yeah, I'll do a collab with my brother. Oh, yeah, Rots, by the way, we're doing a collab on Death Stranding. Just letting you know, putting him on the spot right now. He's like, God damn it. He's like, boy, the nominees for the Game Awards I can see being nominated. Yeah. Yeah, there's like no real big like, yo, this is talking for like game of the year this year. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have a lot of good games, but not one that's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of what year was that? Was it 2012? What games came out in 2012 that were like, damn, like legit, like damn, in 2012? Because 2013 was The Last of Us. It was 2014 too. I don't even know. I'm probably forgetting something. Isn't it weird how they didn't remaster the other God of War games on PS4? Yeah, it is kind of weird because they brought over three, and three was a PS3 game, so they were probably trying to push the PS Now thing. But I don't know. They think Square Enix would do a Kingdom Hearts remake in a couple of years. Anything is possible if they don't port the games by now. Yeah, that'd be weird though. Yeah, yeah, that is true. You see, Sekiro also came out. Resident Evil 2 remake. That's gonna be weird. Seeing a remake getting Game of the Year nomination. That's cool. Gears 5. If Jedi Fallen Order is good, yeah, I could get Game of the Year nomination. Will One Piece ever end? Well, Oda says he's like nearing the end of it, so that's like another what, 8 years. Do I have a Heartless plush? Yes, I do. You just finished Skypiea? Okay. Yeah, One Piece, what Oda does better than any other mangaka is his world building. His world building is it's unmatched. It's seriously unmatched. This dude Oda is the type to like plant these seeds in here that people would be like, oh, why do you spend so much time doing this? 800 chapters later, oh shit, Oda, no contest. I will be doing a full review on Joker. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It just refreshed. uh Hold that thought for 1 second, guys. I'm getting pretty thirsty right now. So I'm gonna go get me a quick beverage. Give me 1 sec. All right, y'all. I have returned. Uh, so what am I drinking tonight? I'm drinking some sparkling seltzer water. Y'all know me. I love my carbonated water. Um, yeah, no alcohol tonight. For those wondering, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break because this time last week I was fucked up. It was just one of those things like you're just reflecting on life, you live and you enjoying yourself. And little do you know, you're like 8 drinks in and 4 shots of tequila down. Like last week, I got so, and I wasn't even doing anything crazy. I wasn't out of the club or something. I was just out hanging. Okay, when you work in the restaurant industry, you're gonna start drinking. I'll just say that. But I don't drink to like alleviate my problems or if I have stress. I'm not that type of drinker. I drink because I know a lot of bartenders, and it's just like I go and visit them and ask them how they're doing, and they're so swell. I'm just like, hey Chris, here, have this drink. It's on me. Or, hey Chris, let's take a shot together. I'm like, cool. And then you do that at 3 different bars, and it's like you end up at a diner at 5 a.m. in the morning. And you're just like, how the fuck did I get here? I drove. Like, yeah. So I was after that. I woke up. I didn't have a hangover, like a headache, but I was like, oh. I had to be at work at noon, and I was still in bed at 11:40. Thankfully, it's only 15 minutes away, but I was just like, oh. It was, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched Monster, what are you doing? Monster is a very good series, but why would you compare it to One Piece? That makes no sense. That's like comparing Citizen Kane to like why? Excuse me. Have I seen Rurouni Kenshin or Bleach? Yes, I have seen both Kenshin and Bleach. Kenshin is amazing, as well as its live action movies. Bleach, the good parts of it are cool. And then, yeah. Attack on Titan is almost done. I hope they make a good ending. I'm actually really surprised he's ending Attack on Titan as early as he is, because most of the time when they'll be like, "Yo, this series is gonna go on forever," and they milk it and they drag it out. But he's just like, "No, I'm wrapping it up." Cool. I just finished The Outer Worlds. It's more like KOTOR Max Effect with Fallout thrown in. That's all I needed to hear. Yes, yes, yes. Man, I've been sub to you forever. I thought you quit YouTube. No, I'm still around. I'm always around. I mean, there might be periods of time where I only do like 1 or 2 videos a week or something, but I'm always around. I'm always on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I never go dark. Like I'm always around. Ash became a Pokemon master. Us 90 kids got tired of waiting. Yeah, there are people who have had kids and their kids are getting ready to have kids at that point. Have I ever heard of the Trails of Heroes Cold Steel? Yeah, of course. I've heard of it. I need to sit down and play all those games, but it's just so many JRPGs, you know what I'm saying? South Park is moving to HBO Max. Yep, which kind of sucks because I loved having it on Hulu. That's the one thing I don't like about the streaming wars, how certain series they buy out the rights for X amount of time and they go to a different service. Like South Park used to be on Netflix and then now it's on Hulu and then it's going to HBO Max. You know, The Office is leaving Netflix. I think in 2021 or is it next year? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Netflix is doing a Last Airbender show. I just remember that. Tenet and Evangelion. Oh, Evangelion still doing movies. Oh. Have I ever thought about vlogging during my trips? Honestly, I have. I mean, I kind of started doing that. Oh, there goes the cap. Well, I guess I'm just gonna leave this open and drink flat water. Excuse me. I actually did. When I took my trips to Texas and Nebraska, I did vlog it and I had a lot of fun doing it. But then I kind of stopped doing it, mainly because when I would go on trips, like, I just kind of like to be in the moment and enjoy it with people rather than like having a camera in their face saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing." I mean, I think I'll do it more for like conventions and everything. And if it's something funny, but like if I'm visiting Tundex or something, I'll do that. But now when I take trips, for the most part, it's just like me and my girlfriend when we go, and I could vlog it and do stuff. And she obviously knows I'm on YouTube. Like she admires that I do YouTube. It's never gotten in the way of our relationship, but I just feel kind of strange, just like whipping out the camera outside of just like, oh, taking photos here, videos and all that. So like, what would I do? Like I could vlog, like if we're doing something like a black bond thing, like wakeboarding or something, or whatever, or just like vlogging the scenery and all that. I could do it, but I don't know. You guys have to let me know. I just want a Sengoku Basta revival, just like Yakuza got. You never know, man. Hey, especially this generation, how many series and franchises are coming back? Tagoro's all about that orange juice. Yeah, he is. Who's the best villain Togashi has ever written? Ooh, it's definitely a Hunter x Hunter one. Damn, I'm sorry, I'm so behind on these questions. Devil fruit because I can't swim anyway. Damn, fear no hate. What other YouTubers do you watch? I watch a lot of YouTubers, a lot of different YouTubers. If I'm going off the list, like if I'm talking tech stuff, I love watching MKBHD. Of course, got to support the brother. MKBHD, Linus Tech Tips. I watch a lot of like fitness channels. Max Tuning is one of my favorites. I love him because he like, you know, like, because one thing when you watch a lot of fitness channels, everyone is just so the same, like, because everyone really has the same one-dimensional personality. And then you have one Max Tuning come in here and he's just so weird, and this skinny ass dude who deadlifts over 600 pounds, and I just like, I love his vibe about him, whereas everyone else just is trying to be the same thing, same fake ass individual. So I love him. I watch a lot of strongmen, a lot of strength training channels. Brian Alzer is one of my favorites. There's a lot of like other channels I watch, like entertainment channels, the John Campea show. I watch Midnight's Edge. Let's see who else. Event Status, Main Event TV has actually started doing more videos again, so that's great. Just a lot of different channels. Of course, guys on Weapon Wheel like Jack Move Johnny, Broken Games, Black Bond, Heart 8. Even though he's not really there anymore. Who else? There's a lot. Like my subscription list, I just see a lot of like just random things, and I hit it. So whether it's like gaming community or it's like just random stuff, there's a lot of different things. Let's see. Jump Force is a war crime. Yes, it is. Review NBA 2K20. It sucks. Next. I'm so handsome. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Zootopia World. That would be great. How do you deal with your giant backlog? You don't. You just get a little farther each time as you buy more games. But thankfully this year I've kind of slowed down on buying games. So the backlog is like I'm just chipping away at it bit by bit. Have I played the original Nier or Dragon Guard? No, I actually haven't. It's on the list of things to play in addition to all the other 100,000 games I have to play. It'd be cool if they did a remake though. That'd be awesome. Hello, what is going on? 15 Merciless. How many times have you bought The Witcher? Okay. So I own The Witcher 1 and 2 on PC. Only own one copy. Witcher 3 I own on PC, PS4, and Switch. So only 3 times. Thought it'd be more than that. Oh, if we're talking Kingdom Hearts. Thoughts on the new Spider-Man movies? We're talking the MCU ones. I like a lot of aspects about it. I love Tom Holland. I love the Vulture. I love Mysterio. I don't like a lot of things surrounding it, but I've already done videos on that. But overall, they're okay. I'm more excited for the third movie, I think, more than I have been for the first two. Just because they're getting out of like the whole Iron Man Jr. and all that. You just got Tales of Vesperia on PS4. Awesome. What are my top 3 favorite games of all time? All time? They fluctuate back and forth. There's a ton of games, so I'm just going to list off some of my favorites. Chrono Trigger, Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy 9. Oh, wow, they're all Japanese games. Huh. Of course, The Witcher 3, Final Fantasy Tactics, Zelda Ocarina of Time. Duh. Let's see. I mean, there's so many. Donkey Kong Country. I really love Diddy Kong Racing. I don't care what people say. Excuse me. Jesus. All that carbonated water. Let's see. What else? Resident Evil 2 was great. It's so weird because I just get into listing like my favorite games. I loved Okami, You'll like Death Stranding if you want to stare at Norman Reedus' ball sack. Oh God, you can do that. Devil May Cry 3 is one of the goats. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta speed through some of these because I don't want to. Have I played Origami on Switch? Yeah, I got a review copy of that. It's a nice, neat little game. How many games do I own for the Switch? Too many, and that's actually a good thing because you can't say that about the last Nintendo console. Do I feel like gaming overall in general is starting to decline? I feel like games haven't hit the way they used to in the past, but there's still some bangers. It depends. Honestly, it really does depend. Part of it could be like just like the age you were when you played those games and whether they were like the first of their time. But I think there's definitely something to be said that, with the exception of a few games here and there, like last generation, I felt like we had a lot more bangers that people were talking about, like Mass Effect and Fallout 3, and it was just like one consistent banger after another. This generation is very low key, like we still have some bangers like God of War and Marvel Spider-Man, and of course Last of Us and Uncharted, and then you have Breath of the Wild and then all those games on there, and oh wow, they're all like Nintendo and Sony games. What's going on? But then you got some multiplats like Nier Automata and not EA, bro, not EA, not an EA game. 2012 was stuck in the middle because 2011. Yeah, that's true. 2011 was beastly. Yo, who remembers Marvel Nemesis? I remember that game. Let me see. Let me see. Thoughts on Persona 5 The Royal? I cannot wait to play it when it comes out next spring. 20th Century Boys is amazing. High quality H2O. Can anyone DM you on Twitter? I think you can. I think you can DM me on Twitter. Do you still collect anime? Honestly, I haven't really been collecting too much anime recently, considering I stream most of it. Every now and then, if they come out with like a special edition for something, I'll pick it up. Like, you know, the Broly movie had a steel book. Resurrection F had a nice little package. Hey, what's going on, Navon, aka Randy, aka the dude who likes to start shit with the Dragon Ball community, and I fucking love it. Let's see. Do I work at IHOP? No. If I did work at IHOP, do you know how many pancakes I would have eaten? Did I watch One Piece Stampede? No, I didn't get a chance to because the way it aligned with my work for the past 2 weeks, I couldn't get a chance to go. So it's okay. I'll catch it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Hey, what's up, Pierre? AKA the young chef. Did Death Note end? Death Note ended a long time ago. How did that complete a game every month go? Honestly, it went pretty decently. I mean, there were some months where I didn't really play a lot of games, you know, because life happens. And then there were months where I completed like 3-4 games. So it was like weird. That's why I kind of stopped the series because I was like, oh, I didn't really play much this month. But then this month I beat a lot of games and then I didn't know anything. And then, so it was just like up and down, you know? What do I think of the Witcher Netflix series? I really do. I've enjoyed a lot of the trailers that I've seen. And I like a lot of stuff they're talking about. It's based more on the book, but they still do acknowledge that the games are a big part of why it's so successful. But I like what they're doing with this. I think it'd be great because a lot of people don't know the early days of Geralt and the world. So I think that'd be awesome. The cast, I'm still a little bit skeptical on, but we'll see, you know? Thoughts on Toy Story 4? Completely unnecessary, but overall, it's still a solid movie. Bro, I missed your podcast. Shaking my damn head. Get on that. I got you, brother. I know a lot of people miss it. They're just like, yo, I listen to it when I'm at work and I'm bored, you know, because I have a lot of people who work in, you know, security, or they're like, they work at it, like as police officers or state troopers, and they just like sit posted up at a job point and they would just listen to that, or if they have really big commutes and all that stuff. So I might have to, which is why I might start doing some type of a podcast where even if I don't have the boys together, like, or I could just get on here and, you know, I have a couple of weekly topics I want to hit on, and, you know, like a free, like what we're doing right now, like a free flow discussion. And I might just like put that on YouTube and put that on like maybe an audio service, and just, you know, every now and then just like talk about things, you know, like how's things going in my life and everything. I might do that. It's not going to be like a gaming centric podcast or anime centric podcast. It'll just be like a Neo centric podcast. Yeah, too many JRPGs. Finally picked up the Switch Lite. I'm loving it. Don't regret my purchase. Yeah, Switch is it's awesome. I love it. Wow, the Attack on Titan manga's been going on 10 years. Oh my god. But then again, when you think about it, when did the anime come out? Like 2013? Yo, it's been a minute. Oh, we're getting so old, guys. Rats, I randomly found it online. How are you able to travel as much as you do? Well, I work for an airline, so there's that. How did I like Paris? It was very nice. Very good food. How did you and your girlfriend meet? Let me catch up on the questions and then I'll get on to that. But remind me, Pierre. Remind me. Do I like playing card games? If so, what's your favorite card game? I don't really play card games like I used to. I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. I dabbled a little bit into Magic the Gathering, and in the past couple of years, I learned how to play the Pokemon trading card game. But I don't really play any of them like consistently. I don't go to tournaments. I don't do any of that. I love that Neo is slow to answer questions because he cares enough to answer every single one. Yeah, that's what I try to do. I'm sorry if a lot of people are like, you took you 20 minutes to answer my question. I'm trying to get to everybody. I'm sorry. What advice would you offer for managing 2 jobs? I've been thinking about getting another one, but just don't know how to go about it. Honestly, it all depends on your schedule. Like, how flexible is your current job? Because if your current job is flexible enough to the point where you can handle another job and you might have to rearrange some stuff, I would say go for it. And also look into that second job and what is your purpose for getting said second job? because a lot of people get second jobs for a second reason. Number one main reason will be to make some extra cash, pay some extra bills, or to put things away for savings and stuff like that. Or some people might have a second job because it's going into a field that they're interested in, but they don't want to dive 100% into it. So you just have to manage it. If you have like a 9 to 5 and you're doing that sort of thing, it might be kind of hard to find a second job that you're really interested in that will really accommodate your evening hours, if you will. I know this personally, working in the restaurant industry. A lot of people I know, they have morning jobs and they come to the restaurants in the evenings and they work, because working in the restaurant industry, it's always late nights, especially if you're a bartender and all that. So honestly, it all depends. You just have to evaluate what you're going for and is it really worth it? And if it's something you want to pursue, that's how it is. Hot Ones. Yeah, I watch a couple of episodes of Hot Ones here and there. Oh, damn it. Okay, I'm catching up, guys. I'm catching up. Do I watch Otaku Assemble? No, I don't. I'm familiar with it though. I'm subbed. Yeah, I'm subbed to a lot of channels, and I try to watch as many videos as I can, because the thing is, I don't subscribe to everybody just for the sake of. I subscribe to things that I actually enjoy. Like if I'm just scrolling through my subscription feed right now, of course I'm subscribed to Storm Sing, Hard 8, Spawn Wave, Shokio. Oh wow, Shokio's actually doing videos. Yes, finally. Comic Story and Gore the Movie God, Insane Game Freak, Midnight's Edge, Seventh Level, Funimation, Comic Book Cast 2, Review Tech USA, John Campia Show, Linus Tech Tips, Broken Games HDR, Did You Know Gaming, Soldier Knows Best, Game Explain, Jim Sterling, Austin Evans, Mark the Geeks, Steven Crowder, Yo Elliott Strength Camp, Thomas DeLauer, who else? Dr. Eric Berg, Jason Blaha, who else? Comics Explained, PlayStation, Zarin Isaac, Markiplier, Angry Joe, Dr. Ken Burry, who else? Zoro Fanboy, MKBHD. And these are all the ones who have uploaded within the past day or so. Ron Miyaku Joten, Brandon Campbell, yeah, that's basically the ones who've like uploaded in the past day. Scott Herman Fitness. So, it's like a little variety of everything. A lot of nerd culture, a lot of lifting, some health stuff. Adam Korlick. Yeah, it's just a lot of things. There's a lot of things. Have I seen? What something say? Open up a Discord. I've been thinking about it. Hey, what's going on, random guy? What's up? Have I seen El Camino yet? No, it's on my list. What do I think about Martin Scorsese saying Marvel movies are trash? It's just, guys, he's an old white guy. Why are you trying to convince an old white guy of anything? That's what I always say. Oh, why do you bring race into it? You're trying to convince an old ass white guy of a modern thing. If he didn't have assistance, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't know how to unlock his phone. So just leave it at that. Don't people are wasting their breath saying, how dare, like he says this about the Marvel movies. It doesn't matter. He was in Shark Tale. It doesn't matter. Just keep it moving. Do I think it's weird that the MCU Spider-Man will probably be in Venom 2? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this whole multiverse exist in the same two universes thing they're trying to pull off, but we'll see. Have you ever considered starting a Patreon? I'd love to support you in some way. Been watching you since NGS Vlog 51. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, brother. I've thought about making a Patreon here and there, but to be honest, y'all, like if I did have a Patreon, I'm being 100% real, I really wouldn't change the way I do videos. You know what I'm saying? I still be the same person. I mean, yeah, I'd probably put a bit more into my productions and I do more consistent uploads and all the behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah that people do. But at the end of the day, I'm not on here to make money from you guys. I'm not going to be charging for what I do. I've always done this as a hobby. And one of the benefits of doing this for so long is that I've got to interact with so many amazing people like y'all. And I'm not going to suddenly come up here and say, hey guys, I need you to, pay me a monthly thing so I can keep working on these videos, or else I'm not going to do them anymore. I mean, I'm not begrudging anybody who does Patreon at all. I mean, like you're entitled to do whatever you can do. And if that's how you pay the bills and when rents due, then that's perfectly fine. But for me, like you guys being here and coming back to the videos and like showing up to this random stream on a Saturday night, That's all I care about. I love just interacting with everybody and having a great time. And every now and then people will like gift me games on Steam, or they say, "Hey, I got an extra copy of this game for the Switch. Do you want it?" And I appreciate all that stuff, Just I don't want to charge you guys for things or say that this is a new way for you to support my channel. I'm not like that. But again, I appreciate it. Everybody who's wanted to support me, I really do. If Sega can bring Super Monkey Ball to current gen, where the hell is my Jet Set Radio future? Hopefully in the works. Yes, I'm so excited about the next Spider-Man movie. And who knows, we might get that Okami sequel. They've been talking about it. They're like, hey, let's do this game. Do I think Japan is superior of making the best video games? I think it's pretty dogmatic to assume that Western games and Eastern games, like I hate how people make this like well, which part of the world is better. I will say that Japan has been fucking killing it this generation. Like all the games they've had coming out, like they've gotten their second wind and they realized like last generation was very bad for Japanese games, mainstream Japanese games from the big publishers. Of course, the smaller studios were holding it down. And now we've seen the smaller studios elevate to crazy levels. Like when Persona 5 is literally has as much clout as some of these Sony exclusives. That's insane. But Japan this generation has just been killing it. Like Capcom in particular has been so weird. Monster Hunter World, banger. Resident Evil 2, banger. Devil May Cry 5, banger. Shame about Street Fighter, but they're doing good. And of course, you have the Yakuza series kicking ass, the Persona series kicking ass. Final Fantasy is the MMO is great, and 7 Remake is looking dope. So, excuse me. What's going on, Envy Dub? I have not talked about Death Stranding. I'm actually saving that for the end. Do I think Xbox would go the route of Sega? You also got a seasonal job at GameStop. Oh, well, that's awesome, brother. I know some people will be like, don't work at GameStop, and they'll send you like 40 different rant videos. But if you trying to get some bread, bro, get some bread, do what you got to do any way possible. Stack that paper. I could see Xbox going the route of Sega. I mean, I feel like they'll still have their own console where you can buy things on the Xbox brand for the ecosystem, but you see the success they have with going third party with some of their games on the Switch and the whole focus. They're more about services rather than a dedicated console. So I could see it. I think they'll be more successful than Sega, but who knows? Anything is possible these days. We everybody thought the Xbox One would be the lead this generation because of the 360. Look what happened. Am I still reading JoJo? No, I'm not currently reading it. I do rewatch it a lot. I'm rewatching part 4 again. Have I tried? No, I haven't. I haven't tried that game on the Switch. Favorite fall anime so far? I haven't really been keeping up. Sorry. Once they're all done, I'll probably watch it. But Fire Force and Dr. Stone are on my queue. How do I deal with shitty customers at work? It depends. What kind of job do you have? If you're working retail, you got to shoulder roll everything. You got to just learn to not take this serious. You got to realize that people who come into your store are going to be the stupidest individuals you ever encounter in your life. No matter how like the worst customer that you get, you think it can't get possibly worse than this, it gets worse than that. And you just have to accept it because that's the nature of the business. Like my first job, I worked at a grocery store at Stop and Shop when I was like 16 years old. And I ran into some dumbass customers. And then I also did retail. I worked for Staples for a few years, dumbass customers. And it's terrible. You got to learn to just not let that get to you. And I know it sucks. And it's like, what the fuck? And you take everything personal. But you got to realize like, use that as fuel to get out of that situation and position. That's what I think. That's what I did. Because after Staples, I was like, after 3 years of this, I don't want to work a retail job ever again. And if I am going to be working with people, I at least want to be making some money from it. More money, Top 3 live action Spider-Man films. Are there even 3 good Spider-Man films? Live action ones anyway? Because they all have like good aspects to them, but like I wouldn't say any of them are like great, Spider-Verse, that's it. I did not get the new Atelier game. I've heard amazing things about it, but it's another dang Japanese game that's gonna take forever. Have I heard any of the controversies of Shin Megami Tensei 5? People are upset about the Persona milking. I don't really get this controversy. People say that Atlas is milking Persona. Persona is making money for them, hand over fist, I assume. And if you look at the development of Shin Megami Tensei 5, compare that to Persona 5, it's going at the same pace. Atlas has this tendency to announce games like 8 years in advance, you know? And apparently they just started working on Shin Megami Tensei 5 like active development this year. Like, I don't think Persona's to blame for that. I just think Atlas is terrible when it comes to managing things, you know? Like, they just don't know how to handle things. They're a very small studio. A lot of people who don't realize that. So you saw the time it took them to put out Persona 5, which was a PS3 game to put out in 20. It came out in Japan, what, 2016? And by that point, the PS4 had already been out for like years. So yeah, I don't blame Persona. I just blame Atlas's management. I remember listening to. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm making progress on this. Am I still? I remember listening to podcasts where you and Danny talk about every MCU movie, always doing a side quest in Xenoblade. Yeah, the MCU reflection video podcast we did. Am I still collecting JoJo? I haven't collect. Have they still? Are they still bringing out JoJo manga in the States? I don't know because I stopped after part 3. Thoughts on BlizzCon? Free Hong Kong. That's all I'll say. I haven't read a good DC. I haven't read DC comics in like a year. It's been a minute. Oh wait, Yu Yu Haku shit. Is Penguins? Is he the overdub guy? I feel like he's the guy who does overdub videos. That might be somebody else. I'll have to watch that video. Thoughts on DBZ? I assume you talk about DBZ abridged. I assume if it's DBZ abridged, I liked it a lot when it first started. I thought that a lot of the jokes later on really weren't as funny, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, people who say that Persona killed Shin Megami Tensei is dumb. No, I watched King of Lighting. What are you talking about? I have him in my subscription feed. What are you talking about? Nah, you ain't go. No, you are not going to start some beef right now. Look, I've been subscribed to this dude for years. We've met up. We done meet up together. What are you talking about? Yo, what's up, Shay B? If I could meet one manga or anime creator, who would it be? I would love to meet Akira Toriyama. I really would. I know the language barrier that exists for a lot of these people. It's just they wouldn't. I feel like even though we wouldn't understand what each other are saying, like we could still connect on a strange level. You know, I'd love to meet Toriyama. I would so love to. I will be talking about Joker in a future review. You're bringing a old ass black man. NGS just bought a Switch. Let the Switch get. Oh, you just bought a Switch? Awesome. Yeah, it's addictive to buy games for it. I'll tell you that much. Okay. This is a deep question. Do you think it's possible to forgive someone who has emotionally, mentally abused and manipulated you to the point where you feel like you want to commit suicide to escape? Okay. Now, I don't want to speak 100% as in what I'm saying is definitive and this is how you should feel, because I think a lot of people, whenever they give this advice or whatever, they speak as if they're speaking from personal experiences. But at the end of the day, no matter what you tell me, however I feel is not going to negate how you feel. Like whatever I think you should do is not going to negate how you're feeling. Because when you're telling someone how they should feel in this situation, but they don't, like who are you to say that to them? So even if you tell me everything that's involved in the situation, Anthony, I can't even begin to understand how it's gotten you to this point. All I can tell you is at the end of the day, it's got to come from within. Do you believe that this person is worth forgiving? Do you believe that? And that's all it is. I'm not going to sit here and say, if this was your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, well, they're family. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. I'm not going to try to justify things because I don't know you. I don't know the situation you've been in, brother. So it all comes down to you. Do you believe that they are worth forgiveness? In my particular situation, I'm not going to get into the details, but I'm going through a very similar thing. And it's kind of tough because the answer that I'm giving myself, there's no real, how do I say this? There's no like resolution where I feel like completely clean and I've washed my hands from it. Because these situations in life, I mean, they're not easy to deal with. They're not things that you can just say, like, forgive and forget. That's it. Keep moving on. It's never like that. If life were so easy, you know, all we can really do in life is our best. And we just keep moving. We just keep it moving, keep moving on. So I know like some people might come in and say, nah, fuck that person, what this, with that. But at the end of the day, it's all on you, brother. I'm sorry. I know that's not like the best answer I could give, but it's the answer I'm gonna give you. Uh yeah, Gothic, I know you say it's too heavy, but one thing that we do on these streams is you guys might not know this about me, but I've always made it be known that as weird as it sounds, my DMs are always open if anybody ever wants to talk about something. Because I feel as if us as a community, we all enjoy talking about video games and anime and manga and the discourse that comes from it and arguing and sending memes. But I think sometimes we forget that we're all still people at the end of the day. And sometimes we use these as a form of escapism to not necessarily to avoid what we're dealing with in the real world and our struggles and our trials and our tribulations, but to get away from it. And just for a momentary block of time, whether it's like a 26-minute episode of an anime, or just scrolling on Twitter and seeing something and giving you hope for the day. But sometimes when you're walking through life, you feel as if there's no one who really gets you. I think we've all been in that situation before. And it honestly sucks. You know, I still go through that situation right now, even though I have like so many amazing people in my life. I still feel like as if like some people, when you're in the only person in the room and no one really gets you, and it fucking sucks, you know? But thankfully, like I have just like such an amazing support system behind me. However, a lot of people don't, and they're going through this stuff alone. And I want it to be known that if you ever need somebody to talk to about these things, because it's so hard, especially as I assume. I mean, shout out if any of you guys are males or females or whatever you identify as. Like, shout it out in the comment section, because I feel like, oh god, not to sound like a Joker, but this society, you know, if a man, or even not even just a man, if somebody different tries to express themselves and they're not expressing themselves in the way that society accepts it, like it has to be like this status quo, we kind of just get forgotten. And I think the only way we can really, at least what we can do as a community, is kind of be there for one another. Especially what happened with Etika, you know, a few months back. It's just so easy for us to come on here and just say like, yeah, we're going to be stronger as a community, and then nothing happens, you know. And then we have another person who commits suicide, and we keep saying the same thing time and time again. So one thing I've always said is like, if anybody needs to talk, even if it's just random stuff, it doesn't matter to me. And you know, I try my best to get back to everybody. Sure, I don't get back immediately, but I honestly do try, because I realize like we're the only people that we got, you know, and we got to stick together. We honestly have to. We have to build each other up, not tear each other down, especially in this era of people getting canceled left, right, and center for stupid stuff. I'm not with that. So I'm always here to talk about the deep stuff. And it doesn't matter what anybody's going through, because I've had people send me things talking about stuff that they've went through, and I can relate to a lot of it. I know it might not seem like it because of the way I act on camera, and everyone's just like, oh, you act a certain way, but we all go through shit. We really do. And it's not necessarily like who went through the worst stuff and, you know, you got to get it together, just whatever stupid shit people on the outside tell you. Sometimes just being there to listen to somebody and just giving them like a virtual, you know, pat on the shoulder, or, you know, just pulling them up by their shoulders, you know. Sometimes that's all somebody needs, you know. Like we really have an impact on people in a lot more ways than we expect. You know, sometimes it could literally be just the way you're acting, your demeanor, your energy, and how that just radiates off of you and it brings somebody up. That's how it is. So no, don't apologize about that. Don't apologize about that. I know a lot of people are like, damn, nigga, what the fuck? You got deep. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and like not, I don't know, like I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes people assume like, oh, when you're talking about like your content creators online, you're not supposed to talk about these things. And like, why would they talk about this? Like, I've been on YouTube longer than some people who have literally come and gone in popularity, but I'm still here. Why? Because I connect with people. I don't connect with dollar signs. I don't connect with brand partnerships. I don't connect with like whatever is hip, hot, popular, or viral. No, I connect with people who are making a difference in their day-to-day lives, whether it's they're raising a family or they're finishing school, or they're just trying to get by. Like, people matter. Okay. Have I seen Berserk? Yes, I've seen Berserk. How do you get free games? It depends. Sometimes I get them sent to me by companies. Like every now and then Nintendo will send me a game. Every now and then a company will hit me up and we'll do some type of partnership. How's the Switcher 3? Awesome. Where's Final Fantasy Versus 13? They gave Noctis his little costume to City. I saw that. I was dying. Nomura is type petty. I love it. Yes, a moment of silence. A moment of silence for John Witherspoon. I still can't believe he's been gone, man. It's only been a few days, but it hurts. Do I think Sony or Microsoft will buy Sega? No, I don't think so. Hello, Vulcan. How you doing? Oh, Night in the Woods. Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, okay. That's what it was. I was like, what is he talking about? Okay, we're making progress. We're making progress. I would love a remake of Persona 2. Oh my god, I think that's the next game they should do. Hey, what's up, Danny? You said this dude. Do I think Halo Infinite will be 343's best Halo? I think it'll be their best Halo, if only because they've been taking years on it. And I don't know if it'll be good as the older Halos, though. 343 has a really spotty track record. Oh, they just started releasing part 4? Okay, awesome. Am I boycotting Blizzard? I guess. I mean, until they figure out their stuff, I'm not buying Overwatch. I'm not buying Diablo. And I'm really not trying to talk about them, to be honest. Because that's how we should do a boycott, technically. Do I feel gamers have a sense of entitlement? It depends on the context. I think all of us have a sense of entitlement. We can't deny that. But, it depends. Like, what's the context? Like, do you feel like sometimes gamers are complaining about stuff that really is an issue? Yes. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes people say people have a sense of entitlement just to cover up for whatever bad thing this business is doing. It depends, though. Like I said, it's not a black and white issue. How far am I in the Switcher? I am very early. I'm not even at level 10 yet because I just every time I buy a game, I just get so busy at work. So I'm only like 10 hours in. Did I enjoy my college experience overall? Did it benefit me? Yeah, I did. I mean, I wouldn't say like I know because everyone's like, oh my god, it changed my life and I had such a great time. And I'm like, good for you. But for me, it just felt like, oh, it's just more classes and sure you'll make some friends and you'll do the college experience, but it's not like, because for me, I never put stock in those things. Like how people say, oh my god, high school, like the best years of my life and everything. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Do I think Rare will ever make a quality game? Unless something crazy happens? No. What are my thoughts on Ring Fit Adventure? It looks really fun, honestly. I was very surprised. And it's selling really well, so I don't think that's the end. Damn, this got dark. Yeah, it tends to get dark. Am I getting a new Pokemon game? I've been watching you and Danny D's world since 2009. Awesome. Well, first things first, thank you for the support, brother. Appreciate it. And no, I won't be getting Pokemon. I'm just not too interested. Is the thumbnail a pic of a Heartless wearing Cappy? Yes, it is. Okay, Darkstar, to answer your question, You should avoid questions like that for the rest of your streams. They should not talk about in a stream about video games. This isn't a stream about video games. This isn't a stream about manga. This is a stream about me and what I want to talk about. So if people want to talk about those things, so be it. I'm not here to like, oh, you're going to alienate your audience if you speak on those things. No, I'm going to treat people with a modicum of respect, and that's how it is. If they ask a question like that, I'm not going to be like, oh no, I'm not going to answer that. When is the next podcast? I would love you guys' voice and conversation very soon, before the end of the month. We're going to get the guys together. The best form of escape are Nami's boobs. Yes. But Oda sexualizes women. Look at their designs. No woman looks like that. I'm like, shut up, please. Yo. Yo, them streams are crazy. Yeah, it is. That's why, I mean, it's hard for a lot of dudes to really open up about these things, because what happens? We get roasted and lambasted and saying to, like buck up and just all the other dumb stuff. But we gotta be there for one another. That's what it is. Neo is an OG. I've been watching him since his voice was high pitched as fuck. Yup. Straight up. Them high school days. All right, I'm almost to the bottom. On a lighter note, how about that girlfriend story? Yes, I will get to that. Neo's going on some talk no jutsu rant right now. Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of people don't like the status quo, Old YouTube, are you that guy who made Marvel vs. Capcom 3 rant video? I made a few rant videos on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Blackbuster Critic also did too. He's still around. Every now and then he does videos, he does streams. What's up, Remix? Did I finish Dragon Quest? I'm still working on it. I'll tell you, because the thing is, with these JRPGs, I want to do everything in them, and that's a crutch, because then you're spending so much time. Am I getting the special edition of Persona 5 Scramble? Yeah, I'm good. Will I be getting Luigi's Mansion 3? Yes, I want it so bad, but I'm just like, I can't justify buying it right now. There's too many games to play. What would I want for Persona 6? Honestly, I want it to be an adult setting. I've been saying this since Persona 4, but I want a Persona game set in college. Or I'll take college. If it's not going to be college, I want it to be in an office where all these employees work for like the same company. And if they don't work at the same company, they like just work in the adult field, like, and see how that will play a part into the story. I think it'd be very interesting. I'm kind of getting bored of the high school setting. Okay, almost at the bottom. I don't need Persona 6. I just need Persona 4 remakes. No, just a remake of Persona 2 and then ports of 3 and 4. Did I like Red Dead Redemption 2? I liked aspects of it, but I don't think it was as fun as the first game. That's just me. Thoughts on the future of Mario RPG since Alpha Dream just went under? I'm sad because I wanted them to work on a new Switch game so bad, but we'll see. Maybe Nintendo will farm it out to a different studio. But the one thing that bothers me about Nintendo is that their track record with like a lot of their spin-off games is so hit or miss, man. Like, you'll have a Luigi's Mansion 3, which is incredible, and then you'll have a Mario tennis game, which has great gameplay, but it's very shallow, and Mario Party, which is very shallow, and Yoshi and Kirby, which are just very shallow and underwhelming. And it's like, ugh. You're buying 2 copies of Pokemon? Of course you are, Danny. Of course you are. Imagine Donald Trump was actually a Heartless in disguise. Don't you dare disrespect the Heartless like that. Have you ever thought about doing a call-in show for a podcast? You know what's funny, Narukami, you mentioned that. I used to do that years ago. This was going back like 8 years. But back on Skype, every now and then I'd have like an NGS Live. I think it was on Justin TV or Ustream. It was on Ustream, where I would give people my Skype name and they could call in and ask me questions. I used to do that. I might bring that back. Holy shit. Not using Skype though, but something else. Would you guys be down for that? I think it'd be pretty cool. I know some people would be like, oh, if you subscribe to the $25 tier on my Patreon. Thoughts on the upcoming Mandalorian TV series? I am a heck of a lot more excited for that than episode 9. Did I get Luigi's Mansion 3? No, not yet. Am I excited for The Witcher Netflix? Yes. Yeah, Quinn. I talk about whatever. Like I don't like to pigeonhole myself. Like, oh, this is this type of channel, that type of channel, which I get. I understand if you're trying to grow your brand and whatever, but I'm not trying to grow nothing like that. Like, there are people who do that stuff. They sacrifice their viewers, their integrity. They take their viewers for a fool, and they don't go anywhere, and then they're gone. It's like, wow. I remember your Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 speculation videos. Yeah, my speculation videos, my top 10 lists, all that. Been watching since the vlog days. Yeah. Have I played any of the Disgaea Switch ports? Yes, I've played Disgaea 5. And then they put out Disgaea, I think, 1 complete. And then they just put out Disgaea 4. And now they're probably going to put out Disgaea 3. And it's just too much Disgaea. But it's great, though. It's great. Like I said, it's better all these Switch games than no Switch games. You don't want to be saying, like, there's no Switch games to play. Why do I feel like Akira Toriyama is such a private person? I think Toriyama's a private person just because he's a private person. I mean, I don't want to say the whole Japanese thing, how they're very humble and they keep to themselves and they're not really for the limelight, but I think he's just a pretty chill dude. He worked on his manga. Like, the one thing you guys got to realize about Toriyama is that he was at like the peak, like the top of his game while we were all children. Think about that for a second. Like, he finished Dragon Ball like in its entirety while we were like babies, and if we weren't babies, we were all like, some of y'all weren't even born here, like Dragon Ball was finished in its entirety before it ever came to the States. So he did all he did back then, and every now and then he'll do some things here and there, but he's just probably a chill dude. He's like, oh, I did my show, I did my series, I'm just gonna relax, enjoy my glory days. That's it. The reason why we see a lot of mangaka now and they're being more open is because it's the social media generation. And everybody's got to talk to them about stuff and do interviews about this, that, and the third. Whereas Toriyama, it's like he did all that stuff in the 80s and the 90s, even well before Dragon Ball when he had Dr. Slump. Hey, what's going on, Frederick? How are you doing, Fire Emblem Brethren? How are you doing, Brethren? Why the lack of interest in Pocket Men, Sword and Shield? It just looks like another Pokemon game that everyone's gonna hype up, and then they're just gonna hate in like 6-8 months. Then they come out with an ultra version of it, and the cycle's just gonna repeat itself over and over. Will I try Samurai 8 the anime once it releases? Sure, I'll give it a try. They've definitely been slacking. Jump Force, One Piece World Seeker. Yo, those are your games, Roxas. What are you talking about? I heard you pre-order those. Do I think there should be an anime TMNT movie that is not only based on IDW comic, but have animations similar to Spider-Verse? Yes. Good God. There's the IDW comics like the only thing keeping the Turtles alive because they keep screwing up the TV series. Any final games you want to buy in the last few months of the year? Well, Luigi's Mansion 3. What else is coming out? I feel like there's a lot of games. If the Star Wars game is good, I'm gonna get it, but it's EA, and I know it's Respawn. I know what people are saying, but it's EA publishing it, so we'll wait. We'll see. Any thoughts on Modern Warfare? Have you played it? Are you buying it? Why haven't you bought it yet? Love the content. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Like, I heard this campaign's great, multiplayer is alright, but I'm just gonna wait because the thing about it is like we're getting close to Black Friday. And realistically, I know I'm not going to have all the time to play these games within the next like 3 weeks. So why not wait until Black Friday when they'll be like minimum $15 to $20 cheaper? You get what I'm saying? Any thoughts on Death Stranding? We will. Hey, what's up, Geralt of Rivia? Oh, that name sounds familiar. We will talk about Death Stranding at the end. I'm going to keep you guys in suspense. When am I going to Japan? I was supposed to go this summer, but there were some complications, so I couldn't go. But 2020 is the year. Which Dragon Quest games are worth playing? Also, which version of 8 is better? Okay. So, are you limited to any type of platform? Because I would say, like, own some type of a DS so you can play Dragon Quest 9. Own the 3DS so you can play the remakes. Own the Switch or PS4 or PC so you can play 11 or, or it's just, you know. I'll always gravitate towards the PS2 version of 8, though. I know they have it on the 3DS and it's cool and all. I like the PS2 version. Now, if they remade it on the PS4 and Switch, though, it's a different story. One of the last straws for Toriyama with the media was when they came up to his wedding and were all liking his wife's face, made her super uncomfortable and pretty much gave her an anxiety attack. Oh boy. Yeah, I understand that completely, Danny. Yeah, because the media is savage. I'm sorry if my questions were scattered, but you did mention you can handle serious sketch, so I did what I asked. Yeah, no, I understand that. Did I see the Dragon Ball Super Broly before finishing the anime? No. No, I finished Super and then I watched the movie. That was weird. But yeah, the Broly movie was amazing. I loved it. I have not seen Dr. Stone or Fire Force yet. Thoughts on the rumor of Final Fantasy VIII remake when Square is already so much on its plate? I think they need to just slow down and take things one game at a time. And if not one game at a time, one remake at a time, and then one game at a time. I don't want them to remake 8. Like, no. He's not like them since and refuses to interact with them unless necessary. Even most of his interviews are actually conducted by people close to him who get questions from publications. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Danny, for the insight. How would I feel about Diamond and Pearl remake on Switch? Enough with the Pokemon remakes. I didn't pre-order any of those. I don't even buy anime games. Yeah, so you say, Roxas. Mr. I have One Piece Unlimited World on the Vita and the Switch. you ain't fooling me, sir. I'm just fucking with you, bro. All right, AGN, take it easy, brother. I hope things work out with that job, man. There should be a Blue Rescue Team remake on Switch. Okay, I'll allow that. Fallen Order only has... yeah. I won't pre-order anything till Cyberpunk comes out. Yeah. Cyberpunk next year, Final Fantasy, The Last of Us, Animal Crossing, Doom. Too many games. Oh, man. I'm sorry you had a bad vacation, bro. Any idea why Nintendo doesn't try to port more software releasing official ROMs considering their situation? I think it might just come down to resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's part of the reason why we always wondered why they don't put out Virtual Console, or at least if they don't do Virtual Console, why don't they just put out more ports? I just don't think they have the manpower to do that. Bro, they can't even get a functioning online infrastructure. Did I hear by the recent news that the president wants to make more 3DS franchises available for Switch? Yeah, I really hope so. I would love a Kid Icarus port for the Switch. But what do they mean by more 3DS franchises? Do they mean franchises that started on the 3DS or just games that had recent entries on the 3DS? I'm confused. Fallen Order is about to have lightsabers and story chapters behind loot boxes. Well, they got that pre-order orange lightsaber behind pre-order. Thoughts on Fallout 76? It is 76 pounds worth of crap. I missed Kojima's older games like Snatcher and Police Knots. They were graphic, interactive adventure games. Oh, God. Oh, you guys really want this Death Stranding roast. Thoughts on One Punch Man? It's pretty good. I haven't really seen all of season 2 yet, but I love the first season. Favorite MCU movie? Captain America, The Winter Soldier. And then after that, Captain America, Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers, Endgame. All the Russo brothers are very interchangeable for me. They just go like, oh, I love this movie. It's number 1. And then this is number 1, you know? Final Fantasy 9 has a better shot at getting remade. Let's just leave it alone. What are your thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC? I really don't have thoughts. I mean, for those who love Kingdom Hearts 3, I hope you enjoy the DLC. That's all I can say. I don't really care about it, you know? I'm just kind of like Kingdom Hearts out, unless they port the games to the Switch. Then I can play them again and then just get disappointed at Kingdom Hearts 3 all over. Have I played the Medieval remake? No, but I will definitely pick it up on Black Friday. What anime do I feel has affected me the most emotionally? Are we okay, this is very weird. Anime that have made me cry, or just anime that have just had such a profound impact on me? Because if we're talking about series that have had like such a profound impact on me, Cowboy Bebop. Like, no question. Cowboy Bebop. Why is NF the GOAT? I don't know, man. Like he's a GOAT. He can walk up mountains. You didn't see that coming. Yo, yeah, next year's gonna be insane, man. I can't. Thoughts on Samurai 8's manga? I haven't peeped it yet, so I have no thoughts, my sir. Um, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I heard there's a lot of hype about Atelier because it's apparently a very chill type of RPG using alchemy and stuff. It's not like a traditional one. There's so many Atelier games, I can't keep track of them. Chris Avalon wrote KOTOR 2, which is brutal deconstruction of Star Wars myth. Fallen Order won't have that magic. Yeah, it will not, especially nowadays. I feel like Fallen Order would have that magic if it was handled by like a first party. Like if Sony was working on it and they just said, "Hey, go have fun," but it's EA, and you know what they prioritize. I remember one of the first videos I watched from you was your Naruto Shippuden on Disney XD rants. Yeah, yeah. I was just like, how do you people not understand this? It's an anime on TV. Of course, it's going to be edited. People were like, no. And I was just like, you dumb motherfuckers. How do you feel about people claiming the MCU is going woke or filled with PC agenda due to the upcoming Eternals movie and recent Captain Marvel movie? I didn't see really any woke stuff in Captain Marvel. And I thought that movie was boring as fuck. I think it was more the conversations surrounding it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ignored everything that was talked about with that movie, it was fine, you know? But if you get all the woke culture and everything, that's where it's a problem. But it was more like Brie Larson than anything else, you know? The Eternals thing, I mean, what's the most PC thing they've done? They have like an ethnic cast. That's all I've seen. That's not really PC. Like the whole race swapping of characters. I mean, they've been doing that for a while now. I mean, unless they come out here and do stupid things that affect the content of the story, that's when I'll have an issue. But for right now, I don't really see too much yet. If we talk about stupid PC stuff, that's like Supergirl. It's a lot of the CW shows. That's where it's just like egregiously beating you over the head, like, oh, you're so stupid. We're so woke and superior. Those are the CW shows. The Marvel movies, I haven't seen anything yet. Like, I don't know. Have a good night, Gamer Freak. Thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you very much, good sir. Any more Wii U ports you would like to see on Switch? Yes, I would love to see Pikmin 3. I would love to see Xenoblade Chronicles X. So people could shut up about that. I'm kidding. Wonderful 101. Yeah, basically whatever games they haven't ported over, port them over. Oh, you're an hour late. Oh, it's no worry, good sir. Yeah, you're gonna carry that weight. I'm debating on either getting that or See You Space Cowboy as a tattoo right here. Hey Neo, do you play Minecraft? I do not play Minecraft. I never got in on the Minecraft craze. I never did. Samurai Champloo is another great anime. What's your max bench press? I have a poverty bench. Poverty bench. It was like 305. Very bad. What's your response to people who say that the only reason people didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 was because expectation was too high? Straw manning. That's what they were doing. They're like, temper your expectations. I'm like, wait. Y'all said the same thing about Final Fantasy 15, and now you're saying the same thing about Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just people assume if you have any type of expectations for anything, it's a problem. And I'm like, no. Shazam was better than Captain Marvel. Yes, it was. Yeah, Captain Marvel, it's not even a bad movie. It's just weak compared to all the good MCU movies we've gotten. Like Phase 3 has just elevated things to a crazy degree. And then we get Captain Marvel, and it's like, oh, this is very Phase 1. When is that Cowboy Bebop live action Netflix thing happening? Well, it's been delayed, not delayed, but production has been halted because John Cho, the guy who's playing Spike, he hurt his, I think it was his ankle or his ACL. He hurt that and they delayed the production. He's a pretty old dude. He's like in his like late 40s, I think, mid 40s. I was very surprised they cast him of all people. I was like, really? Because Spike he's a young dude. Do I feel like Boruto and Dragon Ball Super are cash grabs? Of course they are. I mean, all these sequel series are cash grabs, but I feel like Boruto more than anything, because at least Super is continuing a series from 20 years that's been dormant for 20 years. Boruto is just some bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. I started watching you defending Naruto Shippuden, Clash Ninja Revolution 3, saying it was not as bad as people made. It wasn't. Yo, Clash Ninja Revolution 3 was lit. So what are your thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man thus far? Okay. So, as you guys know this, I love Spider-Man. All-time favorite hero. I love a lot of the movies he's in. I love the games. I love the comics. Well, let me preface this. The comics, not so much. Considering I've literally been cherry picking Spider comics for the better part of a decade. Ever since Dan Slott was on the production, I was just like, nope, I'm tapping out. I don't care. So every now and then when they bring in a different writer to do like a different story or this is something else here, I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. You know, that's kind of cool. But recently, Nick Spencer has been on the run for Spider-Man. And just in general, they've got a lot of great writers to do different stories and stuff. And oh my God, it's like Spider-Man is actually readable. And not only actually readable, it's like a perfect jumping on point for new people. Like it's gotten to the point where literally it's just like you could have not read a Spider-Man comic for 10 years. You could have avoided all the bullshit from Dan Slott. And you could just jump on with the latest issue of Amazing Spider-Man #1. You're just like, okay, I'm completely caught up. This is great. It's, oh my God, it's so good. I can't get into spoilers, but I'm excited to be a Spider-Man comic fan again. And y'all know it's like pulling teeth when it comes to that. Am I getting Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition? Boy. Are you serious? Come on. How about them? Oh God. Calisthenics over weightlifting. I feel like everything has its place, you know? Like for me, it's not just weightlifting. I do like to be athletic. So I do a lot of things that are like not traditional bodybuilder type thing. But I do like pressing some heavy ass weight. I do like deadlifting some heavy ass weight. So everything has its place, you know? Still like my pull-ups and my muscle ups and like, you know, like my upside down crazy stuff. Like everything has its place. When's F-Zero? Not this decade. What are your thoughts on race swapping? I don't care because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with race swapping at all. I think if you're just doing it just because it's like, oh, hey, we have this actor here and we think they'd be great for the role, then cool. I think the problem that exists is when you try to make it a statement like, oh, we're going to change this because there's no representation of this, that, no, stop it. We know what you're doing. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm not going to get into I actually did a whole video on this like 4.5 years ago. I'm not going to get into the reasons as to why I don't care. But if it has nothing to do with the story, I don't mind if a black actor is playing a white character, an Asian actor is playing a white character. Heck, I don't even have a problem if you get like a Latino woman to be playing a character who's played by a black male. I know that's sacrilegious. Like, what? I don't worry about it. So long as it doesn't pertain to the race and the ethnicity of the character. That being said, when you try to misconstrue it and make it about race, that's where I draw the line. And you're doing it just for brownie points, and then it ends up being stupid and shallow and heartless. When are we doing that Dragon Ball podcast? When you sit down and watch Dragon Ball Evolution again. Why are there a lot of crazy people on the subway? Welcome to New York. I assume if you do live in New York. John Cho's 50? No, I thought he was in his mid. No way. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, Google. How old is John Cho?
John Cho is 47 years old.
Oh shit, my other phone turned on too. Yeah, he's 47. Dude, he's 47. Carl Urban is 47. Mustafa Shakir, who's playing Jet Black, he's 43. And Daniela Pineda, she's like 32. Yo, this dude John Cho, 47. Them Asian genetics. Is Venom a good movie? Yeah, Nick Spencer's Spider-Man one is great. Which is so funny because I was just like, yo, what the hell are you doing on Captain America, man? And then he gets on Spider-Man. I'm like, hey, am I gonna attempt No Nut November? Well, I've been doing pretty good right now. I've achieved Nirvana, so I'm good. So is White Panther okay? Oh god. What motivated you to start working out and living a healthier lifestyle? I looked in the mirror one day. I didn't like what I saw. I just didn't like how I felt. I was never really overweight, but I just didn't like how I was running out of breath of certain things, doing stuff. And I just want to better myself. And that's literally basically it. And I've been addicted for years to the results of just like weightlifting, getting stronger and getting faster and just getting more efficient and all that. And just living healthier, you just feel a heck of a lot better when you just like when you give your body what it needs to survive, like sustenance, proper nutrients and vitamins, like is just like whoa. It's like night and day. Have I ever played Parasite Eve? Yes, I have. Played Parasite Eve, played the third birthday. Have I played Five Nights at Freddy's? No, I have the first one. I just never touched it. Do I have any advice for a job interview? Okay, let me not throw out some memes. But any advice? Just be yourself. No, wait, that's a lie. No, it's actually not a lie. Let me not be offensive. Just be yourself, honestly. Like they're gonna all ask you the same questions. Depending on the type of job you're going for, I don't know what it is. Whether it's entry level or if it's something a little bit more experienced, they get a bit more technical. But just sell yourself. Even if you have no experience, sell yourself. Like be very upfront about how you're willing to work and this, that, and the third. When they ask you, do you have any questions about me? Talk about them because they want to talk about themselves. And just like, yeah, sell yourself. Whatever BS you have to get you in the door, do it. Did I play Portal 2? Yes, I did. You've made progress on your backlog. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, Octopath Traveler. It's an alright game. It's a neat little game. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go back and play it again. I'm waiting for the sequel though. Like if they make that sequel, the Uncharted 2, yo, you're a cool bastard, but fine. I shall suffer through Geeko again. Danny, do you know how many times I go back and I watch your Dragon Ball Evolution 4-part review? That shit was funny. Favorite live action anime adaptation? Ooh, I love the Kenshin movies. I love the Kenshin trilogy. It's my all-time favorite. The Gintama movies are great. Oh God. I was gonna say the Death Note movies, the Japanese ones, but even then, they weren't that great. Do I have a guilty pleasure anime? Honestly, I really don't because when it comes to anime, unless like I'm not really inclined to watch something if I know it's like bad or you know. What's a guilty pleasure? Tenshimuyo GXP. I mean, it's fan service, but it's kind of funny. It's got some good humor to it. A lot of those spin-off animes of serious shows are funny. Hey Neo, not sure if you ever talked about this, but what do you do for your job? I do many things. I'm a man of many trades. I work for an airline, I work at a restaurant, I bartend, do a lot of things behind the scenes. I hope Platinum Games can acknowledge Bayonetta 3. I hope. I'm at a loss for words. I'm like, check out Boogie from Compton's debut album. It's hip hop sprinkled with beautiful R&B sounds. Okay, good. I know. I see you post a lot about that, Grant. So I might. Hey, what's up, Trapped? How you doing? You're trapped in your psyche, but are you trapped in the closet with Tom Cruise? I'm almost 60 hours into Persona 5. I can barely play anything else. Yeah, that Persona 5 addiction was real. I remember this is how big it was for me, y'all. I beat that game in less than 3 weeks. That's a big deal for me. To beat a game within 3 weeks, an RPG, a JRPG, crazy. Do I know a character from a movie called No Face? Yes, I do. Whatever happened to Backlog Brigade? It started out great, and then it kind of fizzled, and then it went really well because I was beating a lot of games, and it fizzled, and I beat more games, and it fizzled. So I just have my waves when it comes to completing games. That's honestly what happened. Yeah, the Gintama movies were great. Favorite Persona game -3. My favorite one, Persona 4. The best one, Persona 2. A game that's just depressing as all fuck, Persona 3. Most stylish and beautiful game, Persona 5. So yeah, all the Persona games are good to me. The hardest part of job hunting is getting the interview. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it is. Like finding a decent job, it's just getting your foot in the door. It's the hardest thing. Because the thing is, like, the interview process is bullshit. They see applications, they're like, oh, I'll get to this eventually, and they don't. Yeah, if you can get into a firm or a company that can help you find jobs, that'd be a good idea. Where's Shin Megami Tensei 5 at? You silly goose. Neo's a porn star. Oh, you've got it. You guys have probably seen my dick on the internet somewhere. Dang it. That's a good thing. Or is it? Know who else has waves? The Osborne. Yo. Let me talk to you quietly. Isn't it crazy that Norman had the waves, but the Goblin wore the do-rag? That shit wild. What do I like better, Xenoblade 1 or 2? 1 overall, but 2 is great in a lot of ways. It just took a while for 2 to be good. I think 2's endgame and everything is just a lot more expansive than the first one, but I think 1 had a better and more coherent story and characters. 2 is just so expansive, though, as a game. I thought I had the best birthday in the world. Then Dragon Ball Evolution came out on my birthday. Oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. I thought you said you were going to have a birthday party and go see that movie. If you were about to do that, I was like, I don't know this nigga. What do you like about Persona 2? The best part, I love the story and the themes that it tackles. It's a very fucking mature game. Like, very fucking mature. Like, I say Persona 3 is depressing. Persona 2 is just on a different level. Man, I wish they just put Persona 5 on the Switch already. I'm so addicted to gaming on it. Can't wait for Star Ocean to arrive. I know. I wish they would, but for whatever reason, they haven't. People can speculate all they want, but it would be awesome to play Persona games, even if they just port Sona. There we go. Even if they just port Sona 3 and 4. Yeah. Your boy's trying to get into digital advertising or something similar. I have wild ideas for ad videos and skits if I get a job with Revolver Digital or Adult Swim. Oh boy. Well, honestly, trapped in my psych, what I can recommend to you while you're looking for all this is what are you doing in the meantime to hone your craft and your skills? You're trying to do digital ads, right? So what are you doing in the digital space? Like, you have the opportunity to be posting these stuff and working, and you might not be working with these big companies, but you have a chance to work on your things and your craft and just go from there. And people will see it. And who knows, maybe you don't end up with those companies. You end up with another company and it's just as good, if not better. Because you never know. People are just so set, like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then somewhere along the way, something happens and it changes their whole direction and end up like loving the next thing they're doing. It's so weird. Never limit yourself, though. Port Xenoblade Chronicles X to the Switch. Yes. Xenoblade Chronicles X was okay, from what I've dabbled, but I'll give it a chance if it comes to the Switch. That music, though, I gotta go. Do I have a top 5 character select themes in fighting games? Oh, so just like the character themes? Of course, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like top tier. This is gonna sound so weird, but I'm so torn on like some of the Naruto games because they had some banger character select themes. Where's my Wind Waker HD port at? I know. I fucking know. If they port Twilight Princess before Wind Waker, I'm gonna shoot something. Most unpopular anime opinion? Okay. The anime of today that people are saying are terrible and awful and you can't watch it are really not that terrible and awful, and you actually can watch it. They're just mid-tier anime. People have never really seen a bad anime if they just started watching anime within the past 10 years. Worst mainstream anime to you? It's kind of hard to quantify because I don't really watch a lot of bad mainstream anime. I'm not a big fan of the fan service shows, as you guys know. Anything but flopping titties and things like that, and just I'm kind of bored of the harem genre and everything. I don't like it. I feel like it's very generic and samey. Um, hmm. Do you think a Dragon Ball Cinematic Universe can work like the MCU? I don't know. It'd have to be very different. Like what are you to start at the very beginning with like Bardock? Well, that's not even the very beginning though. So you could do different things like the history of the Saiyans and then go from there. But if you're talking about like multiple separate movies, I don't think that'd really work. Because the way the story is focused, it's Goku's story. The thing about the MCU is that it's not one character's story. Dragon Ball is the story of Goku. So I don't know how you'd have all these separate movies that don't involve Goku and then they just all meet up. Like, what is going to be the main point? I mean, you could have it might not be a cinematic universe, but you could have a saga of movies. Like, you could do like 9 Dragon Ball movies, you know? Maybe you'll do like 3 Dragon Ball movies and then like 6 Dragon Ball Z movies or something. I don't know. I don't know. Danny is much better at this than I am because he had a whole thing mapped out. Would love to be working in game development one day. Maybe not as a game developer, but maybe something involved in the industry. You have your portfolio and everything in your channel. That's awesome, bro. Okay, so you're trapped inside. You're already on the right path, brother. You good with that shit. Will I be adding It Chapter 2 to your Blu-ray collection? I don't think I will. Honestly, like I probably will end up buying it, but I only just enjoyed it. I wasn't it was just okay to me. It wasn't like bad or anything, but to me it just felt like a retread of the first one in the sense that hey, we're just gonna like recap everything, and it's a 3-hour runtime. I don't think it warranted it. It's too much to talk about with that movie. It wasn't bad. It was just like, what are your thoughts on Fire Emblem Three Houses? Just finished this and blah, 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 blah. It's an amazing game, and I can't wait. I'm playing Black Eagles right now, but everyone keeps telling me like, "Yo, wait till you get to Blue Lions and Golden Deer." So I'm so excited to play those. I'm in the last mission. What I think will win Game of the Year and why is Devil May Cry 5? You want to know why? Because the other games are dead weight. Yo, Storm 2's character select is a banger. Can't forget the first video I saw of you was DBZ Kai Nicktoons. Throwback 2010. How about School Days? Oh, God. I barely watch any anime nowadays. It's either live action or I just stick to tokusatsu. I feel you. Yeah, 2013 was like the last year where I binged a lot of anime. Ever since then, I've just been low key, you know? Black Panther 2 needs to take place in Japan. I think it needs to involve Namor. What's better, DBZ or Naruto Shippuden? No, not Naruto Shippuden. No. Have I watched Air Gear? Yes, I have. Hey, good night, Vulcan. Take care. Still love the Catherine soundtrack. Yeah. Do I think there should be more DBZ games after Kakarot, or should they switch it up more? I'm down for more DBZ games if they're good. The anime game is killing me, bro. A Bleach game like DB. What is with y'all with Bleach? Bleach was man, let me be nice. Best clown of 2019, Joker. Sorry, Pennywise. Yeah, Joker was the best. A Yakuza style JoJo game would be great. I mean, they already had a Yakuza style Fist of the North Star, so yeah. I hired 2 friends to make short animation ideas too. I can't draw for shit, so I hired them. That's awesome, bro, because a lot of people feel like they need to be the jack of all trades of everything. You don't have to be. You just have to work with people who are collaborative, and you can make some amazing things out of it. I'm gonna make some weird shit, you know? That's awesome, dude. I'm happy to see that. And I really hope you go places, man, because you're already on the right path. Do I think an actual huge Sega Nintendo crossover game glory would be wait, no, I just read 2 comments at the same time. I would love for that, but the last time they hyped up a Sega Nintendo crossover, we got Mario Olympics and we got 40 of those games. If I could fix one video game company and bring it back to its former glory, what would it be? Are we talking developer or publisher? Have I watched Clannad? Unfortunately, I have, and I don't want those tears back. It's so sad. We need Wakanda versus Atlantis in the MCU. Yes, I'm so happy for Namor. Are there any podcasts you personally enjoy? Weapon Wheel podcast, um, MKBHD's podcast. I watch a lot of like YouTube shows, like John Campea. I like listening to him. I like listening to Midnight's Edge. I like listening to a lot of different podcasts. Of course, I love Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's great. Um, Colin Moriarty, Colin's Last Stand. Are there any bad games you really like? Oof. Yeah, there's a lot of games I like just because the bullshit. It's like it's a terribly designed game, but I love playing it. Yeah, there's a few. Yo, I'm gonna be nice today. God bless everyone, Mylan. I would love for them to do another Hitman Reborn anime. The fact that it ended the way it did was so criminal. We need a Hunter x Hunter game. We need a lot of cool anime games and less of this open world wannabe. Yo, people actually spent money on Jump Force and the state that game was in. I can't believe it. Do I recommend the recent Digimon games? Yes, I actually do. I really enjoyed Cyber Sleuth. Given how well he did in Split, James McAvoy should play Moonlight. Hey, there we go, Dan. That's what's up. Okay, guys, we are officially caught up. Oh my god, 2 hours later. So we have two things to discuss. First thing, as y'all have all been waiting, we gotta talk about the whole Death Stranding debacle. And the second thing is people ask how I met my girlfriend. So we're gonna tackle those two things. First, we're gonna start with the Death Stranding because I know that's what everyone's been waiting for. It's like someone says, "Is he gonna do the Death Stranding review?" I'm getting to it. So the whole situation surrounding Death Stranding. Okay. I had a feeling that this situation would end up the way that it did, considering to really understand, a lot of people assume that the reason why individuals are giving you the score that it is because they're sucking off Hideo Kojima. And that's true to an extent. It honestly is, because when you go back to it, the fallout between Kojima and Konami in 2015 and everything surrounding that, people were very much so pro Kojima, anti Konami. Like, look what Konami did to Kojima, Metal Gear Solid 5. It was like the best incomplete game, unfinished incomplete game and everything. And now that Kojima, like, people in general want to root for the underdog. They do. It's why it's one of the classic tales that we see in fiction. And so when they saw that he was working with Sony and he started as an independent studio, and what he did in the span of like 3.5 years, almost 4 years, it's commendable. And I'm very happy for Kojima that he was able to get back up on his feet and do that. Because I think the man, you can't refute his legacy in the gaming industry and what he's done from his work during Metal Gear and then afterwards. The guy's an auteur. And he's just a genuine and humble dude in that respect. So that's great. Props to Kojima. However, there's been this sycophantic over-romanticization of these figures and spearheads in the industries. Simply them existing, they can do no wrong. Kojima is like the closest thing that I think we've seen in the game industry to a Hollywood celebrity, even though it doesn't feel like it. Because in the game industry, like, let's be real about life here. I'm not insulting anybody when I say this. Everyone's a fucking nerd in the game industry. We're nerds. Like, people don't really got no crazy social skills. And up until this generation, you really didn't see people come into the limelight. Why? Because social media wasn't a thing. Do you think people knew who were the developers of these games beforehand until like the past like 10 years or so? No. The only time you ever heard about this stuff was people working for Nintendo, like Iwata or Shigeru Miyamoto, or like the industry legends from like the 80s and the 90s, Like the fact now that people know about corporate executives like Reggie Fils-Aimé and Doug Bowser, like, it never happened before. So people like to elevate people, like dudes to that level, like of celebrity status. However, in those situations, and one thing I've noticed more so with the game industry than any other industry, whether it's like film or whatever, lack of access and lack of coverage has been like a big thing happening. And people I've noticed as far as reviewers, they'll be more inclined to say more favorable things about something in fear or in favor of staying in the good graces of a particular publisher. And we've seen that happen a lot where people will talk about a game in the review and they'll gloss over a lot of things, or they'll say that, oh, it wasn't enough to change my opinion and give it high scores, where everyone else is just like, yo, what's happening with this game right here? It's like you can kind of like read between the lines that, okay, you're bullshitting us. And that's why there's just the whole scandal and the ethics and there's things happening in the game industry and all that stuff as far as like reviews and can you really trust reviews? I think more so, like, of course, movies have this problem too, but I think more so with video games, it's like you really can't trust reviews that much because you got to wonder, are these people really in the pockets of the developers? Because remember, gaming is still very young compared to like reviews and all that stuff. Like gaming reviews didn't become a serious thing, if I'm being real, until like the past 10 years. I would go so far as 10 years. Because compare like the reviews that you saw like written on like IGN or the video reviews on IGN in like 06, 7, 8, they were really bad. And you want to know why? Because I was making reviews around that time. They were no different. They really weren't. It's only been in recent years where they've gotten better. So I spent all this time talking about everything and how like why would I mention the whole collusion and bad reviews and like the whole sycophantic obsession with these figures? Why? Because that plays a part in the development of Death Stranding, where you have so many people involved in this industry, and no one ever wants to piss anyone off. They don't, especially if you work in industry. You will see this. You will see this time and time again. The people like me, the people who come on here and isn't afraid to speak his mind and say whatever. People in the industry are not going to say those things. They're not going to call out that stuff. Why? Because number one, they don't want to lose access from ever getting another game from people, but also they like to play this whole like, oh my God, I don't want to use this phrase, but I'm gonna say fuck it, this whole all lives matter type shit. Like, oh, everyone's developer and everybody feels pain and this, that, and the third, and you don't want to be mean to anybody. What if somebody enjoys this? Like, well, let everybody enjoy everything. Everyone's a winner and this and that and third. I'm just like, no. Sometimes you got to be like, yo, this game right here is kind of fugazi. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Kojima, people don't want to do that. People don't want to do that because you have the underdog story, number one. And number two, you don't want to be that person to come in there and just be like, yeah, no. Why? Because you're going to get lambasted by his rabid fan base, which is evident. It's something that you see. Like part of it is the Metal Gear fandom. The other part of it is the Sony guys, the PlayStation ponies and all that stuff. So when you have these reviewers come on here and they're playing the game and they're saying all this praise and they're talking more about how they're thankful for the game being different rather than the game being fun. And this is another thing I hate from people. They straw man everything. They're just like, well, fun is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like you play this game, like The Last of Us is a very bleak and dire game. It's not a ha ha he he. Wow, this game makes me feel so good. It's a very depressing game, but the game is still a game and it's great. You know, there's a lot of games that are not fun in the traditional sense, but they're still great. So why are we looking at Death Stranding and we're giving this game a pass by having you do the most tedious, mundane, boring, irritating, annoying? Like you read these reviews from people, they're not having fun playing this game. It's a chore. There's no sense of fulfillment out of it. Yet they're giving it 9s and 10s because it was different and it challenged what it meant to be a video game. It's the first in the Stranding genre. I'm sorry, but this game is not that deep. Like, it's gonna sound really fucked up, but I think maybe Konami was onto something. Maybe they were tired of Kojima going off the rails and doing all this crazy stuff. Because if you okay, this is gonna sound like sacrilege to some people. The Metal Gear Solid 5 development. A lot of people say that, oh, Konami sabotaged the game and this, that, and blah, 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 blah. That may be true to an extent. But you got to also look into Kojima's track record. He has a history of not putting his games out on time multiple times, and he has a history of ballooning the budgets to crazy proportions. I'm sorry, guys, but at the end of the day, when you have a contract with somebody and you said you're supposed to get a game out in a certain time, yes, games can be delayed. That's fine. But when you're ballooning the budget to a crazy degree and you're doing all this insane stuff, sometimes it has to be called into a question, no matter how great your games are. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times can a company take this sort of risk? That's just business 101 at the end of the day. I'm sorry if you don't agree with it, but maybe sometimes Konami had to be there to rein Kojima in, or maybe he had some other producers working with him saying, like, hey, you know what? Let's just bring it back to him, you know? Now, that being said, that is not any type of defense for the treatment of Kojima and his staff and what they did with him afterwards and how they were just like, it's no, it's not a defense for it. However, there is some truth. There's a phrase for us. I don't know the phrase at this time, but there is some truth to like certain things. And when you look at some of the stuff that Kojima's doing on Death Stranding, how it's just too out there and just too over the top, and just like a lot of these things, how he doesn't really even want to make a game. He just wants to make a movie, but an interactive one. It kind of falls into line. And listen, I'm okay with if you want to make this sort of experimental, weird, kooky game, great. But the way the media has overhyped it to the point where it's just like the second coming, it's the next evolution of gaming. And like, let's just stop BSing each other. Let's stop giving it high praise because it's something different, unique. How many games have come out that have gotten points docked for being tedious, mundane, repetitive, dull, boring, senseless, no sense of enjoyment, no sense of fulfillment? Yeah, Kojima comes out, and just because he has a pretty budget and he has a big name attached to it, and he has Norman Reedus and Matt Mikkelsen and all these guys, we're giving that 9s and 10s because he's the underdog. I'm sorry, but that's not cool. That's not cool in my book, just based off that principle alone, because I've played so many great, amazing games that have these sections that are boring or mundane, or like, do you know how many people are like, oh, Persona 5 takes too long to get good, you know, just because they're world building and they're introducing to you things at a like a genuine pace, and they want to make sure that everything's good before they throw you into all that stuff. But people docked that game. I mean, sure, it's still critically acclaimed, but people still complain about that, especially other RPGs. So for me, it's just like, dude, come on, at least like be consistent. And that's why I think people are having problems, not necessarily with Kojima himself, but just with the conversation surrounding the game. So yeah, that's basically all I want to say. You know, that's all I want to say. Kojima, I mean, I haven't played the game yet, so I'm not gonna say this game is terrible, but it's just the dialogue that people are talking. It doesn't sound like it's a cool game. People are just damage controlling it because it's different. But yeah, you know, it's interesting though, because Danny brought up a great point. Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid games were heavy politics, conspiracy undertones, artistic flair, and they were still fun. And you know, you got to put it into you got to bring everything to account. You got to wonder, like, how in the world Kojima was able to get this game done in like 3.5 years, you know? Because usually, like, you would think, okay, a game of this like scale and scope and structure would take longer than that. Nope. Yeah. So I'll rent the game. I'm gonna rent it when it comes out. You know, go to a Redbox, spend like my $2-3, see how it is, and that's it. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this discussion with the last point because it's already going on 2 hours, and I've the episode of Power already dropped on the Stars app, so I got to go make some more food and then watch that. But people are asking how my girlfriend and I met, and it's so funny because if I just say the one line and leave you at that, y'all are gonna be like, "What? No way!" So, how my girlfriend and I met. Basically, your boy slid in the DMs. That's it. Everybody have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Okay. That's not enough. All right. Damn. I need to get some chapstick because my lips are chapped. Okay. So everyone's like, nice, yeah, bro. All right. So essentially what had happened was, okay, I don't know about you guys, but for the better part of a lot of years now, I've had problems dating. Not in the sense of getting dates, like interacting with women and all that stuff. Oh, that's not an issue at all. But it's just finding somebody who I could really click with. Because, here's the thing, we can all spend our time with people, but when you have a genuine connection with somebody, it's kind of like, it's just like, feel like, when, like, okay, to use a gym analogy, like, when you go, yeah, Neo dry lips. I've been talking for 2 hours with no chapstick. What do you expect? But, like, okay, to use a gym analogy, when you're in the gym and you ask a boy to spot you and you get like a genuine connection. He's like, yeah, that's great, man. You have one more rep in you. And you're like, oh, thank you, man. And he's just like, you help me out with this. You just like, it's kind of like bros for life if you have a great workout. So with me, it was kind of like 2016 was the year where I started like, just like being more outgoing and talking to more women and going out on more dates and everything and just all that, with the attempts of like getting back into a relationship and everything. And I was really not finding too much out of it. And 2017, I kind of backed off on it. And then at the beginning of 2018, I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm tired of always putting in 100% of the effort when it came to talking to women. Like literally the conversation I would be having would be some of the most dry, mundane, like boring, like just like no responses whatsoever. And I'm just like, why am I wasting my time on this? Like I've got a lot of stuff going on in my life. I don't have to worry about the way. Why does it tick up in viewers the second I start talking about this? Y'all ain't slick. Just like, yo, Neil's talking about this shit. Send it out, yo. But yeah, so I could never vibe with them. And at first I was thinking like, oh, man, I just need to find more interesting women who are like maybe into some of the stuff that I am. That was a very naive thing when it's not really about that. At the end of the day, they're just not into you. You could be like the most dynamite bomb as fuck, dude. Like you look the best, whatever. If they're not interested in you, they're not interested in you. And that's just something. It's the cold hard truth you gotta expect, man. You know what you got to do instead of whining about it and complaining. And I'm talking to you, black dudes who say you don't like black women because they don't like anime or whatever. Talking to you cornballs. You just got to keep on moving. Just keep on moving. You want to know why? Because there are more fish in the sea. And the second like I realized that, I was just like, yeah, why am I stressing over these women who won't respond to me? Let me worry about the women who will respond to me. And when I started doing that, and I started doing something very like something I recommend to all you guys, just shoot your shot. Everything. Just shoot your shot at every woman that you're somewhat interested in. And if you get a response, keep it moving. If not, keep it moving. Notice I didn't say pursue that one. Notice I didn't say start talking to that one. I say keep it moving. Keep it moving like nothing changed at all. Because the second you give her power just so that you're 100% interested, if she's the manipulative type, oh, she will use that against you. Trust me on this. Like it's a cold world. And I'm not gonna say it's all women who do this because guys do this too. Okay. So just keep it moving. Keep focusing on you and your purpose, your passion. Just keep it going. That's it. And so that's what I did at the beginning of 2018. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start talking to more like women consistently, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna talk, send messages. And if I get a response back within 2 minutes, awesome. If I get a response back in like 2 days, okay, that's fine. Because, and this is very crucial, 100% crucial. And this doesn't apply to just dating. This applies to every facet of your life. If somebody wants to be a part of your life, they will meet you halfway. If somebody out there wants to get to know you or is interested in you, they will meet you halfway. I'm so sick and tired of like all this culture that, oh, you got to like pursue her constantly. Like, no, it's a waste of time. Sure, you'll see the success stories of like the girls who are just very persistent for the guys and vice versa. No, it is a waste of fucking time. Because the people who are genuinely interested in you, oh, they will let it be known. It's none of this whole like, I just like gave him a chance and I don't know where he was my entire life. No, people, listen, I'm sorry if this is like a truth bomb, I'm shattering the glass. Nobody's that busy where they can't reply to your text messages. Nobody has that much going on in their life. Trust me on this. If someone's interested on you, they will make the time. Sure, it won't be at maybe your leisure, your convenience, but you know what? You know what? Sometimes things in life aren't at your own leisure and convenience. You got to keep shit moving, player. You got to keep focusing on you because once you run games successfully, what do you bring to the table? Which we'll touch on later. But what I was saying, um, yeah, so I was just keeping it moving. I was just talking to like every girl who I was like somewhat interested in because I work out, I go to the gym, and I hit girls up on the IG and everything, and I would just keep it moving. I go on a couple dates here and there, but nothing was ever really hitting. Like we would have those conversations on the dates, and it was just like one of my biggest fears was if there was ever a dry spell in a conversation where it's just like a period of awkward dead silence. Like you just talked about everything. You're just like, this is really, and I knew if that ever happened to me after multiple dates, because first time it's obvious, like you're both nervous. It's fine. If it happened to me multiple times, dub. Just keep it moving. So yeah, I kept doing that. And one day I was at work and I was bored, because at my job at the airline I work for, I get a lot of downtime in between when I'm not working on assignments. So I was just scrolling on Instagram and I ran into a person I had a college class with 6 years ago. You know how now it is. It's like instead of exchanging phone numbers, y'all just exchange social media and you just keep in touch that way. That's what I did. So I met this dude in 2013. We had a business class back then, and I follow him on IG because he also works out and everything. So every now and then we didn't talk for like years on end, but we messaged each other like, oh hey bro, you looking good. It's like, oh yeah, I see you, man. I peeped that bicep vein. Like, just like stupid dumb shit, stuff like that. So this is May of 2018, right? May of 2018. And I was just like looking through his IG and I saw he posted a photo. He's just like, just hanging out with some like really close people or whatever. And it was him, his boy, and this was this girl in the photo too. And I was just like, oh, hey, what's going on, Alex? How you doing, bro? She was just like, she looked kind of cute, I was like, oh, she's kind of cute. Like, let me go see her profile. Oh, her profile is public. Okay. So I started scrolling through her photos and everything. I'm like, she's kind of cute. Like, she lives around the area. I was like, you know what? Let me see. She posted on her story that she was at this place called iPic Theater, which for those of you guys who don't know what iPic is, essentially it's one of those like dine-in movie theaters. I know AMC has a few of those, but it's like I call it a date night movie theater because they have the reclinable seats, but then they have like the really intimate and personal couches that like are just for two people, and you have like your little like tables, and you have your own little private servers and everything. Tickets to go to iPic for like just the standard showtime, if let's say you're paying like $15 for a ticket, those tickets would be like 25 each. So yeah, but it's nice. It's very intimate. It's cozy. You get blankets, you get pillows, it's nice, So I saw that she was at iPic, and mind you, I had never been to iPic before, but I was aware of what it was. So I just hit her up. I was just like, "Oh, hey, is that the iPic in such and such place?" And then she was just like, I thought nothing of it because I was just like, yo, I ain't going to get a reply back for whatever reason. Women don't like me like that. And then she replied back, and I was just like, yeah. She was like, yeah, it is, and everything. And I was just like, okay, let's go from there. So I just shot her another message, and I just went back to what I was doing. And then she just replied. And I was like, okay, all right. Well, we're just literally gonna go from there. That's literally so we're just talking and talking. And we just like had a really good chemistry connection all throughout that night. So much to the point where it was just like, oh, this is going too well. Suspiciously well. I was like, okay, I gotta cut it off before I fuck it up. So at my job, I worked until 11:30 at night. And I commute from Queens over here, so it's about like a 35-minute drive. So by the time I got home and everything, it was a little past midnight, like closer to like 12:30. And I was just like, well, this has been great and everything, but I'm gonna turn in for the night, just like cut it off. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. And I was just like, oh, this has gone suspiciously well. So I try to find a way to message her the next day, and it's always hard to, at least in my mind, to continue a conversation the next day. if it ended off so well outside of just like, hey, or whatever. So I was just trying to find any way to talk to her. So I replied to her story, you know, and the conversation went from there. And we had a really good second day of conversations. I was like, wow, what this is great, you know? And then I did the same thing. I ended off the discussion there because I was just like, let me not fuck it up. So the third day, I see that she posted she was listening to the new Kanye album, Ye, right? And you know, I like Kanye West. Kanye is cool. So I hadn't listened to that one yet, but I was just like, oh, does Yeezus slap yet again? And we started talking about Kanye and his history and how she has like such a connection with like Kanye's music and everything. I was like, oh, this is great. Had another great third day of conversations. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So much to the point where like we started talking about other things like food and everything and how she's a big foodie. And I was like, oh, this is great. You know, well, there's this mutual place that we both know and everything. And basically, that third night ended off with her asking me out. She's like, hey, well, if you ever want to, you want to go to this place and grab some food? I was just like, great. Because guys, like literally keep this up so I can watch it later, please. And thank you. Yes, it will be up. It will be up. No worries. Keep this like in the back of your mind. You guys, when it comes to me, like I always have a tendency of just like, I try to play things ahead. So I'm doing good right now. Like I'm talking to her for a few days and then I'll ask her out maybe on the fourth or fifth day if she wants to hang out. But then she threw a wrench in my plans and she asked me out. And I was just like, oh yeah, okay. Well, you know, what day works best for you? You know, at this time I had days off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Her days off are Wednesday, Thursday. So she was like, well, you know, I can do this day, this upcoming Tuesday after I get off work. And I was like, oh, what time is that? She said like 11 o'clock. I said, okay, sure. No worries. Cause the place that we go to, it closes at 3 a.m. So we were straight. So I was just like, oh, this is great. Well, you know, it's a date. And I was just like, oh shit, I have a date in like 3 days. What the fuck? You know, cause I hadn't been on like a first date that I'd been nervous on in a while. So, you know, we do this and everything. And we're still talking and then we go on the date. And basically you ever have like a conversation with somebody and it's just like a continuation of what you were just talking through text. You know, that's how you know you have a genuine connection with somebody. That's how it was when I met a lot of my boys like Tundex and all them. And we got there and we're just talking like all night from like 11:30 until we left, which was like 2. So much to the point where we almost forgot to like finish eating our food. And it was like going so well. And then I did it again. We were still talking at 2 o'clock with like no end in sight. And I was just like, oh boy, you know, it's getting kind of late over here, don't you think? And she was just like, oh yeah, wow, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, we went our separate ways or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is going great. And the next morning she texted me good morning. And I'm like, Ashton Kutcher, where are you? You know, like I was thinking I was getting punked because this has never gone that well for me. And yeah, so we just went from there. We kept talking. It was just the conversation was just like so incredible, and the connection, the chemistry was so there. And here we are a year and a half later. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened like in between, like from us dating to when we became official, which was literally just like 3 weeks later. But yeah, it's been it's been a crazy year and a half, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of stuff that's went down, but one thing that I always stress to people, even though I've only been in a relationship for a year and a half, so it's not crazy time, but if you find someone who you have that genuine connection with and they don't want to play games, keep them in your corner. Appreciate and value that. Be honest and upfront about your intentions. And through communication, you can really work through anything. That's the important thing. I've never had to really like be in a situation where I had to second guess like, oh, she's cheating on me or no, because she has such respect for me. I have such respect for her. And it's that genuine type of respect. It's not like, oh, you should assume because you're in a relationship of respect. It's not like that, you know, because we're both adults, and it's a different thing when you're actually with a woman and not, because in my mind, if you ever cheat on your significant other like that and you try to like justify it or moralize it in some way, you're not a man, you're not a woman, you're just a little boy or a little girl. That's what you are. You want your cake, you want to live it to eat it too. You want to have the white picket fence, the kids, all this stuff, but you also want to get some side piece action. Let's just be upfront about that. Like, don't try to moralize it and then assume this is so dumb. But yeah, let me look at some of these comments. That's a nice story. I remember girlfriend in the DMs too. Oh yeah, Danny has another great story. One of these days we'll just do a podcast of all this stuff. I have girls' numbers who is in high school. I found online, is sitting on it for almost a year, and she's in social media. Yeah, sometimes, man, you never know. You never know. Sometimes you'll talk to someone, have a few conversations in high school, and then here you are 6 years later, and you're just like, oh, wow, you're actually pretty cool. Why didn't we be friends in high school? And it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, just keep it moving. Like, my biggest advice to you guys is women, and even if you're a dude here and you're gay, you like guys, whatever you're into, that stuff should not be at the front of your mind. That should be in the background. Focus on your purpose, focus on your passion, focus on what you are going to bring to the table in this relationship, right? And be upfront and honest about what you want. Listen, homie. If you just want to go over there and smash as many chicks as possible, just be upfront and do that. Don't try to be in this couple shit and then act surprised when she acts a certain way because you're over here sleeping with other women. And then you're just like, I don't know, she was crazy. No, man, because people are going to get hurt, and then it's going to continue. It's going to perpetuate this ongoing cycle of trust issues. So don't be doing that, man. So yeah, just keep moving. Keep it moving, man. Just keep it moving. And then once you get to the point where you have a lot of stuff going on, it's going to be so much to the point where the women can't ignore you. I'm just being real. Thank you, Pierre. And there you go. You got the story a whole 2.5 hours later. I had 2 instances where girls flirted with me, but my dumbass didn't realize it. Yeah, you don't realize it until after the fact, honestly. And the older I get, I realize, damn, she was really throwing it at me. And then you don't, because women, if they want something, they're not going to play no games like that. Especially, bro, especially older women, they don't have time to play like that. They will be upfront, man. There have been so many times I'm just sitting in a bar and then some chick comes over to me and I'm just like, oh, I know what she wants. But when I was younger, I was just like, oh, she's being friendly, dumbass. This man said a smooth operator. I'm dead. Is it wrong that I want to focus more on college education than focusing on girl after? No, it's not wrong at all. Bro, you're focusing on your purpose and your passion. Listen, when you find the right one, you will know. So just focus on you, man. Don't ever get hung up about a girl or a guy or something like that. Girls flirt with you in the most obvious ways that you can't process it. Yeah, sometimes it's just too overt and you're just like, I don't know. But it's okay. You met your girlfriend in kindergarten? Oh, that's cute. Don't be vanilla. How should I talk on Tinder or Bumble? Well, everyone on there is trying to fuck, so I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. I mean, I would say just approach them like humans, And if they want to hit you up, they're going to hit you up. Don't, like I said, keep it moving. You get a response, keep it moving. You don't get a response, keep it moving. That's it. Is sending memes considered flirting? Me and my girl, when we first started talking, we sent nothing but SpongeBob memes. So yeah. In high school, I had a girl tell me to my face she liked me, and I didn't know how to react. Yo, I had a man. Since we're sharing, okay, we're sharing. I had this big white girl, like, come confess to me that she liked me when I was in 9th grade. I didn't know how to process it. She just came up, like, we were just talking about like just random stuff when we were walking to class, and she was just like, we were just talking about things we like. She's like, and then she ended up saying, "Well, I like you," and I was just like, "Well, we all like you too." And I was like, I said, "We all like you too." And then from there, it was like Dunzo, like dead in the water. I didn't know how to react. I was like, I don't like her, but I don't want to say I don't like her, Whereas now I'd be very respectful. But I was like, yo, we all like you too. And I just like patted her on the shoulder, like, because we were walking, like oh, yo. So are we about to get that ass Hodge twin style Neo relationship advice? No. That we'll save that for the after dark, Chris. Neo confirmed. I fucking hate you. She turned you into Venom. Oh my god. We are Venom. I'm dead. I'm crying. I'd be a better Venom than whatever the heck they did in that last movie. He said I probably would have said, yo, I'm like, okay, all of y'all. I want to see how y'all would react if you're in that situation. A 14-year-old dude going through puberty didn't really know how to react to things, and then you have this big old white girl come up to you, and it's not like she was like a thick. She was shaped like a box of Cheez-Its. So I don't know how to react to that. I was like, oh, we all like you too. We all like Cheez-Its. I like Cheez-Its. I prefer goldfish, but I like Cheez-Its too. Let me stop being so mean. I'm sorry, guys. So I think, am I a joke to you? Man, I remember I had no confidence in my looks, but now I'm 24, I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, who this fine? Yo, that's how you got to do, bro. I was a late bloomer. If you compare how I looked 10 years ago compared to how I look now, like just is night and day. Is night and fucking day. I actually wear clothes that fit. We'll go to the gym. I get my hair cut every 2 weeks. I have good facial hair. I brush my teeth. I wear deodorant. I wipe my ass. Like, it doesn't take that much to pull. Tips on moving a text combo to a for sure date. If the text combo is going great, you just got to shoot your shot, brother. If it's going great, you just say, hey, you want to hang out sometime? And be very upfront about your intentions. Don't just be like, yo, you want to chill, And if she says no, keep it moving. Amount of cringe moments we all had in real life is strong. Yeah, that was a big cringe moment. I mean, I've had a lot of cringe moments here and there, but I didn't really think of that until now, 10 years later. So thanks a lot, you guys. I've never had someone confess to you that you know of. Maybe they did, but you just didn't know. I'd say that's nice, yo. This nigga Anthony's a savage. He said, "Oh, that's nice." like you're her mother or something. Oh, that's nice. Put it on the fridge. This man's a savage. I would tap that. Nah. Oh, nah, bro. Nah. I don't know. Nah, bro. It's a box. I'm still ugly as fuck. Rest in peace. You say that, but there's still somebody who wants to fuck you, bro. Don't say that. Oh, should you send the message? I feel that's kind of weird though if you just say, "Hey, I have this number. I was just hitting you up." But who am I to judge? You never know, bro. Yo, what's good, age dog? I shot my shot once, was left on scene. Yeah, yo, listen, brothers. Let me tell you this: you are gonna be left on scene, left on red, all the freaking time when it comes to some of these women. But you know what? What do? 3 words. 3 words. Say it with me now. Say it with me if you know the words. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's it. I need to get that on a shirt. Did y'all buy that shirt? I want to know. Since you work in a restaurant, how do you not get nervous or anxious meeting new people on a daily basis? You just you meet them and they'll be gone within an hour. That's literally it. They just go up to the table. Hey, thank you for coming in. Blah, 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 and that's it. That's literally it, bro. You gotta to do and be in that field. You have to be a people person, and just if you can't hold a conversation with somebody like that, that's where the work needs to come in to better yourself. I should start a dating channel. Oh God, I've been thinking of just doing like a separate channel, just talking about like life advice and relationships and all that stuff. I feel because that's what we're doing here for 3 hours. Blonde British girl confessed to me in July, and I was stalking her. That's interesting. Yeah, that's actually very interesting. Yo, speaking of British girls, again, here's an example since we're sharing, and I like to be honest and transparent. Your content creator could never. There was one time, and you know what? I'm not ashamed to admit this because none of y'all ever gonna say this. There was a time where are y'all ready for? I don't know if y'all ready for this story. I don't know if y'all ready for this story. I don't think you are. He said, "Why do we fall, Bruce?" Daddy. Yo, that is actually very applicable. That is very applicable. How about if a guy's girlfriend becomes clingy to other guys? If your girlfriend is clingy to other guys? Nah. That's a red flag, brother. Hey, bro, thanks for getting me onto the Persona series. Been watching you for years. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you, Ace. I appreciate that. Keep it moving. Yes, that keep it moving. I'm gonna look into that. For real though, shit. It took to my mid-20s to really start taking my style and how I present myself seriously. And once you do, it helps your confidence. It definitely does. I didn't start, honestly, 2014 is when I started, Chris. 2014, 2015, definitely in the past year. So trust me, y'all were all late bloomers, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, this stuff is great. I watch more. Oh, thank you, Venom. Appreciate it. I used to be good at talking to people. Now I suddenly got hit with horrible social anxiety. It's rough. It is rough. Honestly, I understand that, Keith. But it's just something you just gotta keep going. And once you learn to shoulder roll stuff and just be like, you learn to. I used to be terrible about it, but honestly, what really helped me was doing YouTube. Surprisingly, I need to do a video as to why. What's the least creepy way to approach my situation though? Like, how would you send this message if they have no social media? If you only have her number, you got to send the message, bro. That's the only way. There's no way it's not going to be any less awkward. So you just have to embrace it. You got to embrace the suck, bro. Pause. If I had $1 every time I was left on red, keep it moving, H-Stock. Keep it moving. Use NeoGameSpark too. I still have that. I do. No, I don't know if y'all are ready for that story. Y'all are ready for the story. Y'all ready for the story? I don't know if y'all are ready for the story. Wait, you asked a coworker of yours out to a concert. She said probably not. Damn, bro. Only question I had was some girl who stalked my social media and looked like my auntie. I straight up didn't say anything. Oh, so you think it'd be kind of creepy if okay, I got you. I feel like any of this raised my confidence by 9,000. That's awesome, bro. I'm happy it did. Ever did or wanted to collab with Shokyo? We were Shokyo and I have been trying to collab for the longest time. We were actually trying to do a podcast together recently, but the scheduling was just off for both of us. Like he was working when I was off and vice versa. But we're still cool. We keep in touch. What's the best JRPG on the Switch? I would say Dragon Quest 11. No, y'all ain't ready for this story though. Y'all just you say you're ready, but like I don't know. I don't know. Y'all ain't ready for this story. Like you just Am I going to get Death Stranding? I'm not going to buy it, but I'm going to rent it. Yo, shout out to y'all. We have had like close to 80 people consecutively watching this for 2.5 hours. Shout out to y'all. Shout out. Pre-time skip Neo would have gotten all the girls if they slid in his DM with that Naruto Storm 2 review. Hey. I'll drink to that. It's 1:00 in the morning over here. I still got to make some food. I'm hungry. What am I gonna have? I'm gonna have some breakfast food for dinner. I'm gonna have you some eggs. I'm gonna have you some nice oatmeal. Don't pull Persona 5 and delay the story. I might. You guys might have to Amazon Prime me some chapstick because I don't have any chapstick here. It's in my car. Come on, y'all. Help a brother out. The Vita still lives, motherfuckers. Does it though? I mean, I have it over there, so yeah. How do you even strike up a conversation? I always feel like interesting gaming technology would not incline. Honestly, my girl knows little to nothing about any of this shit. That's why it's so hard for her to buy me gifts because guys, this is how sweet my girlfriend is. This is how sweet she is. She has no idea like of the games that I buy and the games that I have on pre-orders, the games I didn't buy, but it was so sweet. She was going to get me Let's Go Pikachu for Christmas last year. And I was just like, oh, honey, no. But she was like, I wanted to get you this game and I know you play your Switch a lot. I was like, oh, honey, no. But yeah, you don't need to have a woman who, okay, here's the thing. You don't need to have a woman or a man who's interested in the stuff you're doing. What you do need is someone who's understanding of your hobby and is willing to respect the time that you need away from this. Because it's acceptable if you're gonna go play basketball with your boys or do whatever, or go get your nails done with the girls or whatever. But sometimes if we just want alone time, not away from you, but just alone time to play our games, that's a problem. Honestly, that was a hurdle that me and my girl had in the relationship, because she didn't understand sometimes in the beginning why, just because I had some free time, I wasn't hanging out with her. I was just like, oh no, I just want to stay home and I want to play some games by myself, or I want to work on YouTube videos. She didn't understand it until I brought it and put it in perspective. She's like, oh, okay. So she gets it. Your dating soldiers are dying out here. Yeah, they honestly are, Grant. They honestly are. It's 10 p.m. here watching from Cali. Oh, shout out to you, Nestor. Yo, okay. Time zone roll call. All 72 of y'all. Where are you watching from? Post the time down below in the comments. Let's go. And then maybe I'll tell the story. But I still don't think y'all are ready for this. I'll say you're ready, but you just over here, you just twiddling your thumbs. Why don't I accept donations, Mario? Honestly, I mean, okay. So I've always lumped in donations with Patreon. I am not really inclined to start a Patreon because I would never want to like charge you guys for these sort of things. I know a lot of people want to support my channel and they want to give back for the content and everything, but I just I feel kind of weird doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do this stuff because I love to do it. And the fact that you guys enjoy it so much is great. The fact that you guys enjoy it so much to the point where you want to donate is even better. But I'm okay. I appreciate that. I mean, I think maybe at some point I might set up my PayPal and have it so like, hey, here's my PayPal, whatever. But never feel like you guys are inclined to do those sort of things, you know? Because I just appreciate all y'all just kicking it with me at 1:04 a.m., 2.5 hours into this live stream. It's fucking dope. Okay. Oh, we got people checking in from Guatemala. We got North Carolina, California, San Francisco, baby, Central. King of Blades, I'm gonna block you. Oh, let's see. Oh, Queens, New York. Hey, what up, New York, brother? All right. Oh yeah, we got daylight savings kicking in soon. Yeah, yo, we got daylight savings. We get an extra hour, y'all. Oh, we got Mississippi. We got a lot of Central Time, I noticed. All right. Yo, this man Danny, I swear to God. All right. Okay. So let me just scroll through a few more. A Neo stream. What year is this? The year in which you still haven't done that damn bet, Johnny. I haven't forgotten. Man, don't talk about eggs. Eggs too good. Scramble's the best. Yo, I might have to scramble these eggs, man. I might have to scramble these eggs. Put some eggs with them, with oatmeal. Oh, I could go for some grits right now, but I don't got grits. Grocery store is closed. If you ever make scrambled eggs, you should use fish sauce. Ooh, I never. Because usually what I do with my scrambled eggs, I cook them in grass-fed butter, and I just put a little bit of like hot sauce on it. I like some sriracha on it, a little bit of some parsley. A little bit, yeah. It's a shame, Danny D. Agree with you. My previous girlfriend didn't like that I play video games. Yeah, you have to find a woman who's understanding of this hobby. Because listen, there are times where we just want to be by ourselves to grind in a game, and that's it. If they're understanding, it's all good. If they're not, kick them to the curb. And I know some people are like, "Oh, so you pick women over video games?" No, it's just like we all have our hobbies. And like she has her hobbies where she'll just sit in her bed and be on her phone and eat some popcorn and watch Netflix. I'll do the same thing, except I'm in my room and I'm playing my game and I just want my alone time. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with it. And people who have like successful marriages and their spouses understand that, it's all good. Here's the thing, Neo. I had an ex who had social anxiety and needed to be by herself, but the thing is she didn't have a cell phone and the only way to get in touch with her was on Messenger. Oh, well, again, remember, like you have to quantify certain situations. So, obviously yours will be a bit more specific than just like the general advice, Yeah, we definitely I'm down to meet everybody one day. I might try like a cross country tour. I might go to every single state and just meet everybody at every state if possible, I mean, I've done meetups in like Texas and New York, and those have been pretty good. I need to do one in Cali, but Cali is so big. So I might do a Chicago meetup at some point because I feel like that's like a nice neutral point for a lot of people. Yeah, honestly, bro, just hit me up and you better. Okay, Trapped. If you're gonna do that, we're gonna do another stream before the year's up, and we're gonna like talk about all this stuff because I want you, all of you guys, to apply everything I've told you today into your personal life. And you might have some success stories, you might have some failures, but you know what? It's a part of life. Life isn't about how great you want it to go; it's how you adapt and overcome that stuff. You know, because you've got two strong legs on your body, so you gotta get up and keep moving forward. What you gotta do? Keep it moving. Oh, yes. I love that phrase. Yes. How often do I hit legs? Twice a week. For real, though, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel, so it might be one of the first videos you make. It better be one of the first videos you make. I'm going to keep hounding your ass on Twitter. Yo, deadass make me feel like going to Wingstop right now. Hey. Y'all remember that one live stream where I ordered Domino's pizza? It was like the first time they offered delivery on the website or something. I was like, yo, let's go. Have I ever been on Weapon Wheel? Yes, I've been on Weapon Wheel podcast a few times. I think like 3 times. 3-4 times. Nah, Marcus, that's wild, bro. How am I gonna tell my girl that I watch Japanese kid shows? Hey, you just gotta tell her, hey man, I watch these Japanese kid shows, and Hayao Miyazaki thinks it's a mistake, and then she can just take it from there. My wife tells me to play when I'm having a bad day. Yo, your wife sounds dope, Mario. Bless, brother, bless. Am I a Yu-Gi-Oh player? I am not a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I used to be when I was younger, though. There was a text. I do a lot of. I did a little mini meetup in Dallas and a tiny meetup in San Antonio. But I'm gonna do more of those because I love going down to Texas. I love Texas. Can I come to Minnesota? I mean, sure. Neo, take our money. No, Marcus, brother, you all good, bro. You don't gotta explain that shit to me, man. It's all good. I'm not gonna be there and be like, get to the point, Marcus. Nah, man. I'll you know what? I'll set up, just because y'all keep asking. I'll set up that that PayPal for the next stream. Have I ever been caught in a thirst trap? Thankfully not. I've had women look at my photos and think they're thirst traps, but they're not. How tall I am? I am 6'4". Neo, when you slide into South Florida, yo, I gotta head out to Miami. I gotta head up Miami, bro. I know a lot of my subscribers are like, yo, let's hit the town. Like, yo, come on, let's get fucked up. I'm trying to go out to my man. Yo, they ain't ready for Poppy Neo to come down there. They ain't ready. Yo, let me not. Fuck out of here. Oh my God, it's amazing, Neo. I'd love you to get you to sign my Persona 5 Steelbook. Oh, that's awesome, Brian. I'd be honored, man. I've signed a few things before, and I always feel weird about it because I'm just like, this is going on someone's shelf. That's so cool. But that's so dope, dude. Yo, tell the story. You're like ready for the story. I think there needs to be more positive people like you on YouTube. Positivity breeds more positivity, if you will. Oh no, that's completely right, Mario. Honestly, the older I get, it's not that I don't have to be around overtly positive people, but I just like this energy that comes from like people who just want to get shit done and keep it moving and just like keep it moving. I like that sort of those good positive vibes, you know, not like the fake stuff, like being positive. Like we know of someone who's genuine. There's a big difference between someone who's genuine and someone who's like faking positivity. But if you're just a genuine person, like it's just good things, good vibes. Hey, what's up, Supersonic? Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming to the stream. Appreciate it. Do I know who Chris Chan is? I think everybody on the internet knows who Chris Chan is. Yo, we definitely got to do that Whataburger meetup. And you got to take me to some of those spots, man, because I'd be seeing you on the gram with those burger spots. I'd be like, oh, please be looking good. Well, I do an 8th generation video console review. Yeah. I mean, I don't own an Xbox, so I can't really speak on that, but PlayStation, definitely. Wait, what's a thirst trap? A thirst trap, okay. Best way I could describe it, you go on social media, you see somebody, it's usually women, who are posting photos of very provocative poses, and they're just doing it to try to get attention, like overtly trying to get attention. And then they'll have a lot of guys, thirsty guys, commenting under their photos. And yeah, it's just for attention. It's honestly attention whoring. Is it daylight savings yet? It's about to be for us in like 50 minutes. Marcus says, I've been getting serious about working out lately. I've seen great results. However, I'm struggling with reducing my fast food eating. I'll eat KFC right after a workout. Ooh, honestly, bro, the thing is, the more times you eat the fast food, it just triggers certain inhibitor, like triggers certain things in your bodies where you just start craving it more. So you just have to start eating more nutrient dense food, because when you start eating like the cleaner foods and you start eating really good amounts of them, your body stops relying on it. Because one thing about the body that they don't tell you is that they always say like, oh, stop fast food, eat healthy food. But people still get a lot of cravings because there's a deficiency in your body when it comes to a particular type of nutrient. So your brain will be deficient in that, and it starts sending signals to parts of your body saying, "Oh, I crave sweet stuff and sour, and I need my sodas, and I need this and that." When you don't really need it, it's just your body thinks it's lacking something, so it wants those things. So get those cravings. Um, how do I deal with my diet? Well, my diet's pretty good. I do a very low carb diet, like 5, 6 days out of the week, low carb, high fat. And then I have like my cheat nights where I just get disgusting. Like, yesterday I had a major cheat night. What did I do? I went to two spots. I went to Wendy's and I went to Taco Bell. I'm a fat nigga. So I went to Wendy's. I got like this, not the Baconator cheeseburger, but one of these new bacon burgers they have. I got Baconator fries. I got 10-piece spicy nuggets. Then I went to Taco Bell. I got a chicken quesarito. I got a steak quesadilla. I got a beefy 5 layers burrito. And then I got loaded sour cream and cheese mashed potatoes. I ate all that shit in like less than an hour. Woke up, went to the gym, had an amazing workout, and I feel great, because I only cheat like once a week. I get disgusting with it, but I feel so good. And then other times I might get like a whole pizza pie to myself and like a big old order of General Tso's chicken with pork fried rice. But yeah, so I do that because I'm bulking, and 5 out of those 7 days of the week, I'm very clean. And if I do have some carbs, it's usually like after my workout, and they're very good complex carbs. So they're not like junk food, like Pop-Tarts or like sugary sweets or any of that. So I'm fine. I don't need to go and crave more fast food the next day because I always fuel my body with the right things 5 out of the 7 days of the week. And then I have that disgusting cheat night. And then I have another day where it's just like moderate. Like I'll go out to eat with my girlfriend on a Wednesday night or whatever. So yeah, that's how I deal with my diet. I make sure like when I'm not cheating, I'm having a lot of good, wholesome quality foods. And limiting sugar, like limiting like processed food is like a really big beneficial aspect of my diet. Don't judge a book by your cover. Yeah. My rules on eating fast food. Honestly, like I said, provided that everything else in your life is structured great, like as far as your diet, you can eat out once or twice a week and you'll be just fine. Like, I don't see the big deal in that at all. I really don't. People just get so dogmatic. But when I go out to eat, if I'm having like a really bad cheat night, I'll get like a really bad fast food. But then if I go out to eat, I get like, I go to like the Cheesecake Factory. I get like the mac and cheese balls or the Buffalo Blast or something. So yeah, I just make sure I don't make it a habit. Yeah, honestly, the older you get, you like when you're younger, you got to enjoy how your bodies just burn stuff, and literally it gets to the point where like when you get into your 30s, you start not being able to digest things the same way, and alcohol takes longer to get out of your system and everything. So okay, oh my gosh. He said, I'm surprised Nintendo didn't send you Ring Fit to review for obvious reasons. Yeah, they just, it is what it is. Okay, so okay. Okay, there's so much. Neo had a mukbang. Yeah. You commit carbicide 2 out of 7 days of the week. Honestly, not really. Like I load up on carbs on those 2 days, but only one of them is a really bad cheat day. And my body is so used to like burning carbs and fats that it's just like it doesn't have a negative impact. Whereas if someone like never really touched the carbs and then they had it one day, like, oh, they have a hangover the next day. So I'm just like, I'm good, bro. Thoughts on intermittent fasting? I love it. I love it. That's what I do. I do intermittent fasting on my days when I'm not training at the gym and when I'm cutting down. It's so good because fasting is very therapeutic for your body. So when you're not eating, your body provides you give it the quality nutrients that it needs it's rebuilding itself, and it just does so much for your brain and mental clarity and everything. I love intermittent fasting, but it has to be done correctly. A lot of people think fasting is like, oh, just not eating. No, it's not eating. It's a very strategic way of eating. It's just making sure that you're eating in a smaller window and you get enough quality nutrients and calories and food. And then the rest of the time, you're giving your body time to heal and recover. So, man, you're about to drop a clothing size the rate your appetite is shrinking. Hey, Danny. All right. Okay. Oh, God. OnlyFans. Oh, God. Ah. Did I ever waste a cheat night? You ate something unhealthy, but it wasn't even good. Yeah. Like sometimes, like I said, with those fast food places, it's a gamble. It's honestly a gamble because sometimes they'll be cooked like really good quality, and you'll know when you get like those McDonald's fries and they just hitting and everything. And other times it's just like this shit is like you wouldn't even feed this to pigs at the trough, you know? So sometimes I've had those Mario, but it's just you gotta pick your battles. And that's why um if I ever want to have like a legendary cheat night, Mario, I would go to like a really cool place, you know, like a place that like has really nice food and everything. Yeah, I did fasting. If you guys go on my Instagram, if you look at my photos from like 2 years ago, I would fast every day for like 23 hours. I'd eat maybe one or two big meals a day, and I got lean. I had my abs popping. It was great, but I did fasting the correct way. A lot of people don't do the correct way, and they just end up being like, "Oh, I can't get through this," you know? My friend's girlfriend got mad at me when I told her I have a backup plan. If she hasn't seen the view count for her voice acting, she shouldn't be focusing on the views. Yeah, the thing when it comes to that, you just gotta focus on refining your talent and your craft. It shouldn't come from your views, because the thing with voice acting is, yes, you can put yourself out there and everything as far as, like, the videos and stuff, but you just gotta keep on going to these auditions. You just the thing is, it's like you throw it at the wall, it's like spaghetti, you see what sticks. And it's a very competitive business, especially nowadays with the social media generation where everyone's trying to do the same thing. And that's one thing that, because I talk to a lot of voice actors in the industry. You know, I have interviews with people on my channel, and one in particular that I follow is James Arnold Taylor. You guys might know James Arnold Taylor. He's the voice of Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. He voices Titus in Final Fantasy X, and just a whole bunch of other voices. Johnny Test. He's amazing, and I love him. He has like a really great YouTube series, and he talks a lot about frequently asked things in the business. And one of the things that a lot of the voice actors won't speak on it, but he will, is just this whole over romanticization with, oh, like anybody can be a voice actor, you know, all you have to do is sit in a booth and you can speak into a microphone. No, voice acting is one of the hardest industries to not only break into, it's one of the most overcrowded industries, but it's also one of the most challenging out there, because unlike on stage acting where you have a camera and they can capture all the little subtle nuances of your performances and the pauses and the beats, voice acting, you have to convey all that, but nobody could see your face. Now, if you're doing traditional animation, like American animation, and it's animated to your voice and your performance, it's a little bit easier to get across it. But if you're doing something like anime, where you already have to cater to something that's already been made and the mouth flaps are already made to another type of voice, or in some cases they're just like this, or in other situations it's even worse, where they literally animate it to a T with the Japanese performance, where they just get so technical with everything. You have another task at hand, and you have to make sure that that is taken care of too. So these people are like wizards in a sense. And he would speak how like a lot of people just assume that you can just get on here with your camera and you could just say whatever and you can do it, blah. So you have to be extra good at your craft. And yeah, you're not going to get views in the beginning. Nobody gets views in the beginning. Nobody does. I would have, like, when I first started YouTube, I would just upload videos. I would get maybe 5 views. And I felt great if my video hit like 30 views. It was like awesome. And then when I had people commenting, I was like, whoa, because these people found my videos and they just like, they're talking about it. So you just have to keep doing it, because at the end of the day, if you're worried about you're not seeing the view count, do you really love this craft? Are you willing to drop whatever you're doing to go ahead and make it to that audition? Are you willing actually to go the extra mile for something that you love? Are 30 views on your YouTube video really going to deter you from that? Something you're passionate about? Because I can tell you, so many people out in the industry were in your exact same situation. Did you guys know that Harrison Ford, before he became Han Solo, he worked, I believe, as like a carpenter or a painter, something like that, before he became Han Solo? Like, people are just so quick to, they just see something and it's like, oh, I'm not getting famous fast enough, and they quit. That's why so many people are one and done YouTubers. They come on here and they get pissed off because they didn't go viral, or they started making some money and then the money dries up and they just quit. They didn't love this shit. They loved parts about it. They didn't love this shit. They didn't have a passion for it. Meanwhile, I'm here literally 10 years later, 10 plus years later, and I'm still doing the same thing. Why? Because I love this stuff. It's great. Okay. I know I get really deep when it comes to these conversations. I'm sorry, guys. People had a very genuine question. I'm like, all right, I'll make a 7-minute rant about it. It actually works having that one cheat day. Yes, it's great because if you're eating very consistent throughout the week and you have this one day where you just switch things up, and you feel your body with extra glycogen and all that stuff, it's cool. It's not like those days I'm like, oh, I hate eating food, like, ugh. But it's nice. Keep it in balance. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the less soda, the better. Ever eat a vegan burger? I've had a few in the past, but this is before they actually were good. Yeah, vegetables. Yo, I love me some sauteed spinach, some broccoli. Love that. If y'all forget this, I'm having trouble losing this tummy. It's not huge. I'm trying to have a flat stomach. What do I recommend? Honestly, it comes down to nutrition, my friend. You gotta be losing weight. You have to be in a caloric deficit. And the thing is, with a lot of guys, we hold our weight in different places. I hold most of my weight actually in my love handles over here. So my stomach is relatively flat. But it's mainly the love handles. And it comes down to a lot of things. Obviously, diet, sometimes genetics, your distribution of fat. Sometimes it comes down to your hormones on where you store fat. So like certain things you probably can't eat if you're trying to lose weight because it messes up your insides. So it honestly, it all depends, man. You can't spot reduce the belly fat. You can't do any of that, but there are things you can do as far as like just keeping a log of everything you eat and seeing how that affects your system. Maybe you think you're eating enough food, but you're actually not, and you're working out super hard. So your body's in this constant deficit that it's to the point where it thinks that it's starving, so it doesn't want to lose weight. So there's a lot of things you got to put into effect. Oh, you have your calc test on Monday? Yo, man, I would say, yo, stay into the stream, but you got to do what you got to do, brother. If you got to leave the stream and start studying, you got to do what you got to do. Would I rather wear thongs for the rest of your life or only game on Xbox for the rest of your life? Well, do people have to see the thongs? I've returned. What did Frederick say? Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, he's great. I love his performance. Okay. All right. Okay, you know what? I gotta, guys, we're about to be at 3 hours, literally, and I haven't told this story, and I need to go make some food. Oh my God. Thank God for daylight savings. All right. So let me tell you all about this story. And yes, I know Astral Chain will definitely get a video once I actually open it. Oops. Let me tell y'all about this story. Let me tell y'all about this story since we're sharing here. I'm not afraid to look like a fool on the internet, Hey, Jacob. Hey, that's what I'm here for, brother. That's what I'm here for. So, life is all about learning from your mistakes. And we've done a lot of that in this stream. I feel like we've all made this genuine connection, And I mentioned this before, I was kind of a late bloomer on catching on a lot of things. I wasn't like overtly oblivious like the average anime shonen protagonist when it came to like signals from women. But there were some times where I was just like 2 and 2 didn't click. So let's rewind the clock. 2014, 2014, I turned 21. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm gonna start hitting the bars and stuff because obviously I was a straight-laced kid. I didn't have an underage ID. I didn't do any of that. So I was like, all right, I turned 21. I'm gonna start going to the bars. That's what I started doing. So it was me and my boy Jorge, the Latino nerd, and we were like, all right, so let's hit up this place over here. There's like a strip of bars and everything. So we go there and we just Yeah, back then you think that every bar is lit because look at all the music they're playing. And there's a lot of people, and you go in there on a Saturday night, you pregame at the house, and you go to the bars. It's like what, like midnight by the time we got there. And so I'm just like, yo, let's do this, man. So, they're just playing all the music, and I don't even know what they were playing back then, but they always play the same shit at every single bar. Like do 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 cool, like that shit, like it got crazy. And they play like Michael Jackson, like it's just like it's all crazy stuff. So like y'all know me, right? Like I was starting to come into my own. I was wearing clothes that fit, had that fresh cut. And the thing is, you never go to the bar or anywhere the day you get a fresh cut. You go like 3 days later, so that way your hair grows in and it looks nice and it's perfect because everybody knows when you got a haircut that day. So you wait a little bit. So that's what I did. I had a nice little, like a black like V-neck on. It was kind of a fitted shirt because I was working out. And I have like my nice jeans on, my nice shoes. Just going over there. Me, Jorge, we having a great time. I'm having a few drinks. What was I drinking back then? I drink a lot of like Jack and Cokes, rum and Coke, stuff like that. So I'm good. I'm a tall dude. I'm like 6'4". So I'm over there. My boy Jorge is hanging with Matt, and we had like two other dudes there. And they were over there, I guess like two of them were macking with some chicks trying to talk to them. Jorge, I think, was getting us another round of drinks. And I was just sitting here. I was posted up against this wall. People thought I was a bouncer, but I was just like, oh, this is a great time. I'm having a great time, y'all. So I'm over there, and the music starts coming on, and I'm just like, I'm just doing my thing, boom, and then I see these two girls looking at me, these two white girls, and it really had nothing to do with the story at all. Until they opened their mouths, that I found out they were British. And I was like, oh, this is interesting, because first things first, a girl is coming up and then she's talking to me at a bar with this loud ass music. If a girl comes up to you and she's talking to you at a bar with the music playing and you don't have to approach her and buy her a drink, so I was just like, and she was just like, oh, wow, the music here gets so loud. I was just like, yeah, it does. And she was just like, yeah, everything. So she was just like, oh, where are you from? And I said, oh, I'm from over here, like the next like city over and everything. She's like, oh, yeah, we're here. We're here from school and everything. We're from the UK. I was like, word? I was like, damn. So we just start talking and then, we just start dancing a little bit. And like I said, yo, since we share it, I didn't know how to dance back then. So literally, I just had like a simple two-step. Like I have a two-step. Like I could survive. I could fucking survive, And I was doing a little two-step, two-step here, two-step there. Not the type of dance you should be doing, like, yo, not the type of dance you should be doing when that music is going, degenerate type music, like do 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 do, like that type of stuff. Like, yo, like if we played some R&B or something, I was like, yeah, we good, because I'm just because that's what I grew up listening to and dancing to that. But all this new age stuff where people are just like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And of course, if need be, I would whip out the Carlton. But so we start dancing and everything. And then she was just like, oh, you got to get like more rhythm to you. You got to start moving like your legs a little bit more. Like, like how I dance now. I dance like, I dance to the rhythm and the music, and it's great. But back then I didn't know. This is all about learning. So I start dancing and everything. I'm feeling it. She's like, yeah, there you go. And they like both start getting closer to me and everything. And I thought that was because there was more people coming up on this like little platform that we had. Little did I know there was just two people coming across to get drinks. And so we just start dancing and everything. We're having a great time. And then and then I see my boy walk in, who I hadn't seen like a whole 2 fucking days. But I was excited because I saw this dude at the bar and I got so happy. I was like, yo, and everything. We're like, yo. And we just had like a bro moment, like, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Like everything, that sort of stick. And Yeah, so I was talking to him for a bit. We had a drink, just catching up. Mind you, I hadn't seen this motherfucker in 2 days. And so, uh, yeah, my boy Jorge went back up onto that platform, and he was just like minding his own business and everything. And by the time I came up, I was just like, "Oh, there's girls that were here that left," and he was just like, "What girls?" I was like, "Oh, the two girls that are right there." He's like, "Oh yeah, you mean the British chicks?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah. How'd you know they were British?" He was like, "Yeah, because I was talking to them beforehand. When you walked in and you went to the bathroom, you came back. They were asking about you. They were just like, 'Yo, is he like single or something?'" And I was like, "Man, get out of here! You fucking me." He just, when your boy's like looking at you and he's not even like joking. He's got like a straight face look on his face. He's just like that type of look. And he was just like, "Dude, why do you think I left the platform to go get us drinks? Why do you think I was gone for 20 minutes to get a drink?" And I was just like, "Oh." So but then I asked him, I was just like, "But bro, you bullshit now," because there was two of them on there. And he just gave me this look like, "Really, my nigga?" And then I was just like, "Oh." So I missed out on a threesome that night. These two hot ass British girls. Yeah. So, like I said, this is all about sharing here. It's not the failures, what we went through that matter. It's literally how we learn from it and how we move on. That's how it is. And I feel fine about it. Man, I'm saying, man, it was 5.5 years ago. It's all good. But like I always tell you, no matter what it is, whether it's a glass of spilled milk or a threesome with two British chicks who are into you, who had their dorm room not even a quarter of a mile away. What you got to do in life, if you know the words, say it with me now. Keep it moving. That is what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. And this is it. This is the end of the stream, y'all. I think that's a perfect way to cap it off. I didn't even think I was going to cap it off with that story, but here we are. Oh, how did I find out their dorm room was that close? Because they told me they were in the area because they commute for school and they're from the UK. I guess there was like some foreign abroad thing they had going on, a transfer student. I don't know what it was, but yeah. So yeah, that's what it is, man. 21-year-old Neo. He learned some signs. He realized that screaming pain. He felt it loud in his brain, but he's going straight ahead with the scars. That's what he's doing, man. Anyways, y'all, this has been fucking lit. I thought I was only gonna be on here for an hour tonight, but 3 hours and 8 minutes. That's fucking insane. We've had a consistent like 70 to 80 people. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to every single one of y'all. This shit was awesome. I loved it. Yeah, that was a Naruto reference I threw in right there. So y'all, I understood that reference, Captain America. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings. We are about to get an hour back in like 24 minutes. So I know you guys, we're all going to enjoy that. I'm going to go downstairs, make me some breakfast for dinner. And just watch the latest episode of Power, the Power mid-season finale, which is gonna suck. It's not gonna come back until next year. But yeah, that was the story. You guys were here to witness it. Do I have any other more embarrassing stories? I don't think so. I feel like that was the peak of what I missed out on. But guys, always a fucking pleasure. You guys were lit. Like I see a lot of y'all have been here for like the entirety of the 3 hours. What the hell's going on? We all got nothing better to do on Saturday, but it's great because we're all together with our brothers. We're all bonding together. All y'all fucking dope. I hope everyone here enjoys the rest of their weekend. Y'all have a great week. Next video I upload most likely will be that Death Stranding one. I'll probably see if I can get that out, hopefully in the next couple days. And yeah, I just got to coordinate the time with Rob as far as that is concerned. But yeah, from me for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace. Have a good night, everyone.